Welcome to Fistivities, episode 82. I'm Karyn Bryant. You can call me KB. Tonight, Renato Laranja and I are welcoming Carlos Ulberg to the show. Carlos is fighting at UFC Charlotte this weekend, and he is from New Zealand. He is an all-around good dude, and we got a lot to talk to him about. So it's going to be fun because he's in action this Saturday, and we got a lot of things going on. It'll be interesting to see how Renato does. I know Renato thinks he's a ladies' man. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. At any rate, welcome to the show. Like I said, episode 82. If you're new to this show, you should know that we talk MMA. A lot of time we have a guest on, a fighter, and then we usually get into a lot of pop culture stuff. We also do still talk a lot of fight stuff, so we go over kind of like fight footage from fights maybe that just happened. We look ahead to stuff that's coming up. So we will look at UFC 288 today. We'll look ahead to Jairzinho's fight and stuff. And then we always get into pop culture, and we always get into dating stuff and any relationship stuff. So if you have questions and things like that, you can also put them in the comments, ask us questions, and we do get to them. So let me, though, tell you, I actually, I've got my stuff together tonight. I got my thing. Hey, okay, what up? GSC, how are you? What up? We back. That's right. Okay, so let me go over here and tell you guys what is going on and what we're going to get to on the show today. So, oh, that's the one thing I didn't. Okay, I do have it right here, though. Hold on a second. So anyway, I hope everybody's been doing well. I hope everybody's been having a good day. A good day, a good week so far, I suppose. We're off to, oh, wait. I'm sorry. I picked the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. So here we go. Here is the hit list. So it's on the show. So like I said, Carlos Ulberg interview. Then we're going to talk about UFC 288 and with Aljamain Sterling retaining his title with the win over Henry Cejudo, and Belal Muhammad picking up the win over Gilbert Burns in the co-main event. And what's next for both of those guys. We will talk about that. And also, One Championship had their fight this Friday, the first time they had a fight in the United States, and DJ Demetrius Johnson retained. And so he goes 2-1 against Moraes in the trilogy. And, before that fight, he had talked about it maybe being his retirement fight. Then he kind of didn't hesitate, but he just said, I'm going to, talk to Destiny about it, talk to his wife. And then they'll think about it. So I hope it's not the end, but he's had an amazing career. So if it is, thank you, DJ. But we'll get into that some more. We've got Chidi's choice for this weekend's main event, for the UFC Charlotte main event between Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Jailton Almeida. I've just changed his name. I'm sorry. Jailton Almeida. For those who don't know, Chidi is a bearded dragon lizard, and he makes picks for fights. His record right now, I think, is 19-10-2, because we did have a draw last week. You guys remember, he went for Cejudo, then immediately beelined for the other pile and actually ate more vigorously from that. So I call that a draw. So we will see what he thinks about the main event for this weekend. We will also talk about, yes, okay. We've got a Royal Renato, and I can show you what I mean by that. As you guys know, there was a coronation this weekend. Well, look at us. We don't look too bad either. So maybe we'll get into things, what royally pisses you off. Or, if you were king or queen, what would some of your royal requests be, royal demands? Anyway, we'll just have some fun with the royalty. But anyway, I mean... I'm not going to lie, that might be some of my best work. I make all the graphics, for those of you who don't know. For better or for worse, it's me. And they are better and worse other times. Okay, and so then, like I said, we get into stuff that you guys want to talk about. But let me say hello to some more people. What's up, Suavecito? Nice to see you again as well. Oh, that picture's probably a portrait I look at every day of those guys as king and queen. Oh yeah, like Renato. Ugh, as if. But yes, best Korean Jesus or Jesus, we are hyped for this one. Yeah, I'm hyped too. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun with Carlos. Is it? Am I bright enough? Do I have enough light on? I've been messing with. I think I have enough light. I think so. I think so. At any rate, okay. So some things I wanted to talk about and mention to you. I've been very busy, been cranking out a lot of interviews. So I wanted to just show you some of the things that I've got and some of the interviews that I have got going on that you guys can find on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you already know. Okay, so Gegard, my homie. Okay, he's one of my best friends in the whole fighting game. He and I go way back, and I just adore him. You know, I just love this guy. So he's in the main event this Friday against Leon Edwards' brother, Fabian Edwards. So they are fighting in Paris in the Accor Arena, the same place that we had the UFC Paris show with Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa. So great arena. And so Gegard and I had a nice talk the other day. We talk all about that. And he actually also talks about retirement, that his retirement could be coming up. I know, taking him on, put him off. So you definitely want to check that one out, because anytime Gegard fights, you want to see it. It's wonky. Yeah. So anytime he fights, you want to see it. So tune in for that. Okay. So then another interview that I did was Biggie. So Biggie and I actually just talked this morning. He's the main event this weekend. We talk about the fight being the main event and how it got turned into that. You know, originally it wasn't the main event, and then it got elevated to that. And so we also talk about, he's got his thoughts on John Jones as a heavyweight. Francis Ngannou's departure from the UFC. He talks about whether or not he would do bare knuckle fighting and a lot of other stuff, and what it means for him to have the support of Suriname, his home country. So we get into that. You know, I love my Biggie boy. So I want you to check that out. Nothing against Jailton Almeida. Team Biggie. Team Biggie. Okay, also talk to Cody Stamann. So Cody, you guys know, has been around in the UFC for a while. He has fought at bantamweight and at featherweight. He is fighting Douglas Silva de Andrade, which is definitely going to be a tough scrap. But Cody knows a lot about tough scraps, because he has fought Aljo, he has fought Merab, he has fought Song Yadong. He talks all about that. Talks about the lessons he learned from there. You know, when he first got in the UFC, he was in a real hurry to, like, you know, get on a tear and win all these fights, and got some wins and then had some setbacks. He talks about that. He's very candid. You know, I don't know if you guys know, his brother had passed away at a very young age, and he fought very close to that time afterwards. And so we talk about that, kind of talk about dealing with grief and processing grief. Both he and I have dealt with that at some pivotal moments in our life. And that is one of those things that, you know, I even say it in the interview, it's a club you don't want other people to be in, but we get into that. But I don't want you to think it's a downer. It's a great interview, and he's a cool guy. I hadn't really ever spent that much time talking to Cody, so that was cool to get to know him better. So yeah, please check that one out. Okay, look I'm telling you, I was on a tear. Then I also talked to Brian Battle, who went to, he went Blonde Brunson. He went Blonde Brunson recently. He explains how and why he went Blonde Brunson. He talks about dropping to welterweight after winning the Ultimate Fighter Tough 29 at middleweight. Talks about the beef with Trayshawn Gore that they had kind of during the show and after the show when they finally fought. And, you know, this is a hometown fight for him. He's from Charlotte, so we get into that as well. But yeah, kind of, and yes, a shared love. He and I have a shared love of Winnie the Pooh. So you want to check that one out, yeah, with Brian Battle. And yeah, we had a good time. So yeah, Beetlejuice, you know, speaking of the fights, yeah, I'm working next weekend. Angela Hill and Mackenzie Dern are now the main event, because Irene Aldana has been taken out of the fight with Raquel Pennington to go now fight for the title against Amanda Nunes later in Vancouver. So yeah, I'm not sure, you know, I'm not sure exactly what it is either. I probably should have reached out to Julie. That's on me. I've been busy. I got a lot going on. But, it's unfortunate, and she was gunning for that trilogy. You know, she worked the desk with us a few shows back and was really talking about that, just like really into the idea of that trilogy fight. And, you know, some people thought it was too soon anyway because of the way that she lost the second one. So maybe this will end up working out in her favor anyway, giving her a little more time to prepare. But obviously that's a setback that I'm sure that she didn't want. So that does suck. And it's a bummer, you know, it's a bummer because you never really know, right, when title fights will come back around, because what if Amanda doesn't win? You know, I don't know, whatever. There's all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I showed you Gegard with Brian Battle, Cody, Jess, and Biggie. So yeah, I was busy. So like I said, there's a lot of interviews for you to check out. If you are new to the channel and stuff, you can just hit that subscribe button, and then you'll catch all that stuff. I'll have some other things up later this week. like the media day interviews from, from Charlotte and stuff like that. So, da, 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 da. What somebody, hello, Mulatto Vanguard. How are you? How are you? How are you? Amanda Bynes fights. Does she? Brendan, hiya, hiya, hiya. I don't know. Does she fight? I don't know. Oh, but you bring up a good thing about fights. So did you guys see that Mark Zuckerberg competed in some jiu-jitsu? He competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament this past weekend and up in NorCal. I think he did gi and no gi. And, he used to be, or he is trained by Dave Camarillo from, formerly AKA. I'm not sure if he's still up there. But so apparently, I guess he did pretty well. It's cool. It's funny. I heard on the radio today, this station, they were talking about him, and it was interesting. It's one of those things when people don't know about MMA and to hear their take on it. And the chick was kind of like, what was he even wearing? Like, that wasn't even the right jiu-jitsu stuff. And she didn't know that it was no-gi, and just kind of, I don't know. I was kind of bummed to hear them malign him. Like, I don't know. Say what you will about him as a businessman or whatever, but I'm always like up for somebody trying to take on the sport or whatever. So I didn't really appreciate that they weren't that cool. But I didn't see all of his matches. I just saw little bits, little snippets, little here and there. So I'm not really sure how he actually did. But good on him. Good for him for doing it. And also, I guess, I don't know if anybody here watched the Kentucky Derby. Congrats to Mage, right? The Mage. Okay. So anyway, my guest is here. So we're going to bring him in because you know what? Renato can be on his Brazilian time, and that's on him. But Carlos Ulberg is fighting this Saturday at UFC Charlotte. So let's bring him in. Oh, you know what? Look at Renato made it in the edge of time. I will bring Renato in first. Renato, look at you made it just you by the skin of your teeth.
By the skin of my chin, caralho, let me in.
Carlos is here. I was just about to let him in.
Did you tell the truth? Did you just thought this was Carlos for a second?
No.
You must have been like, what the fuck is going on here?
I could tell the difference.
No, caralho, it's impossible.
Oh, we'll see. Okay, I had literally given him the great intro too, so I kind of pooch kicked your intro. Whatever, folks. Here's the 27-time World Jiu-Jitsu champion.
They already know that, caralho. Who doesn't?
You may have loved him, and if you have, get tested.
Oh, you know what? That's a low blow, caralho.
You're telling me. At any rate, let me
bring on my doppelganger.
Okay, but how are you anyway? 2 seconds in. How are you?
Look at me. I'm well. Okay. Look at that one.
You look good.
I mean, shucks. You look okay too.
Okay, thanks. Okay, well, let's bring in the third part of this party, folks. It's not called Fistivities for nothing. Fighting this Saturday at UFC Charlotte, Carlos Ulberg.
No, caralho. Oh, look at this guy. Are you laying in a fucking bed, porra? Are you laying in a bed? I like the style of this guy. I'm going to take a page out of that book and start doing it from my bed. You're falling into the stereotype of the... what happened?
Can you hear me? Well,
yeah, you're a little bit... You're a
low.
Little bit... Yeah, it's not... You could be a little louder.
Speak a little louder, eh?
Yeah, that's a little better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
I think because he's trying to give you his bedroom voice. He's like, "Hi, how you doing, porra?"
Yeah, no, and because I was going to say, because I can't change... Unfortunately, I would say I could up your volume. I can't change the volume on my end, so I think it has to be on your end.
The volume? What? Has it, cuzzy?
How's it going, cuzzy?
It's good. Yes, okay, we can hear you. Yeah.
Cuzzy?
Yeah.
That's more mate. That's more cuzzy.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
enough about that. Okay.
You're in Charlotte. Thank you for joining us. I know it's fight week for you, and it's a little late for you. But how you feeling? Because that's a real long trip for you to get there. So how you feeling? Are you getting acclimated?
Yeah, well, it took us a long time to get here, almost nearly 2 days.
Oh.
I'm trying to acclimatize myself to Charlotte, myself and coach, but we're getting there. I've managed to get a little bit of sleep, but still taking a bit of time.
Yeah.
And chatting to you guys is certainly waking me up and getting me some laughs, so that's quite nice.
Good.
Yeah, you need that positive energy. You
Yeah,
know
for
what?
sure.
That's one of the fucking things. I never been to New Zealand, but when I went to Australia, I went to Melbourne before.
Yep.
I mean, it was like, man, I don't know how it took me at least a week to get kind of back to normal. But how long you been out there in Charlotte?
Uh, I've been here 3 days now. 3 days,
Ooh,
No.
and
one, two.
still haven't really found our feeding yet. So
You
I've
know
been
what
out
helped
for a
me?
while.
I just went one whole day with no sleep so that I can just get normal. Like I
Yeah.
remember I got off the plane because I was teaching a seminar, in Melbourne. And right off the bat, they took me from the fucking airport to hall with their black belts or whatever, with their people. And I'm like, this is dirty. You know what I mean? Like I got a fucking hall with these guys, and you want to make, you there to teach the seminar. You gotta look good. And I'm sitting there like, oh my fucking God. Like I have PTSD from the fucking flights. You know what I mean? Oh, the worst. But I suffered through the shitty first day so that with no sleep, so that I can
Yeah.
just like kind of like, oh God, I like the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like in the
Right.
evening, I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed.
So that's how you do it, eh? So no
That's what
sleep.
I did
Alright. Okay.
because you
Because
get so tired, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't know
Just
how to do it. What happened, my brother?
I've tried that, but it just doesn't work for me.
I know it's hard.
Well, plus it's tricky because you got to get on the time that you're going to fight anyway. So you have to you want to kind of time it out. But I do have to ask you, and let me just get the fight thing away because, like I said, we have so many questions. I don't know if you know, Dan Hooker was on before, and we had all kinds of New Zealand questions for him. So we might ask you some ridiculous stuff
Oh,
too. But like,
we're going
it's
to.
such a cool place to us. Like, I don't know for a lot of people, but for me, New Zealand is like mythical and like it just seems like otherworldly to me. So definitely want to ask you some
It's on the
stuff
other
about
side of
that.
the
But
world.
listen, you're fighting the guy that was the last one to fight Shogun, Poteria. So pretty good matchup for you, but you are on a roll. So how are you going to get this one done?
Yeah, I'm looking to put some redemption for my Brazilian family and friends. So
Oh God, are you? Thank
yes,
you, my
God,
brother. Thank you, my brother.
yeah, and just whenever I step in that octagon, everyone knows that I go in to get the job done. So
Oof.
that's
You could say that
what I want
again,
to
my
focus
brother.
on. For my
God.
Brazilian fans, that's basically what it's for.
Oh, porrada. Yeah, they fucking you're an honorary Brazilian because
Totally.
it's funny, you embody that old school porrada style. I mean, not that you don't have fucking great technique, but you're not in there to bullshit around and hack up the points and stuff like that. You there like what we want to see. We want to see somebody get finished here. We're not watching basketball or rugby for her, you know.
You just want to see somebody get knocked out. I think that's what it's
I
about.
mean,
Eh? Get in and get
at
out.
the end of the day, yeah. I want to say something. Of course, this guy no lighting.
Yeah.
What I'm afraid of when he posts this stuff, me and him is gonna be in the nice lighting, and you're gonna be dark, and I don't want you to get lost in
You
the
still
shuffle.
think I look too dark?
I think you need some more lighting. Look at this fucking guy; he's glowing, and he's
I
not
know.
just natural. He's using a light.
I know. Okay.
You gotta use the
Is that
tricks. You
better?
gotta make, you know,
Yeah, there's nothing
you
wrong
gotta
with
know.
that. But
Okay.
I mean, for
I
here,
can
you,
make you
you
look
know.
bright as
No.
This fucking guy knows what he's doing. Did you ever?
He
Now I
does.
got a question. Okay, I got a
Oh,
question
here
for
we
you.
go. You want
Listen,
a how to, Hanato? You want lessons?
how true? I was making love to women all over the world when he was in short pants for her.
Okay.
Uh, um, so let me try ask you this. There's some rumors going around. You kind of like became a There's a lot of urban legend about you now. And I
yeah.
understand this because we're in the same boat, just different era. What?
You're a little hiccupy with your
Oh
video.
fuck. Of course, when I start, I think it's
I
because I
know.
was.
That's why I'm telling you.
I think it's because I'm moving a lot.
Try to sit a little stiller, maybe. You're right. That is better.
Okay, I'll try to not get so animated. Um, what was I fucking saying
He's
here?
got a lot of urban legends
Oh,
about him.
oh yeah, because a lot of people say that. oh, he was a male model, and then he started fighting, or he used to be in the Kiwi equivalent of Thunder from Down Under or whatever, or there's all this stuffs about like almost like you Magic Mike, you know what I mean? And so I don't know what's bullshit or not. Enlighten us, my brother.
Yeah.
You wanna hear it from the horse's mouth, eh?
I want to
That's
hear
what
from
you
the
want.
horse. Yeah,
That's long gone. That story is long gone. Old news. This is
but
this
it's
is the new
true.
chapter. What are you even doing there?
But this is true though.
Oh, no, 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 no. Nothing like the Down Under. Nothing like the Thunder Down Under. No way.
But you did male stripping.
No,
Tell
no.
the truth, my brother. You did that one. I can see already.
It's okay. It's look at Renato. You know what? Look, it's in the past.
Look,
Hey, listen, I got nothing but respect for strippers. A lot of my best friends, a lot of the best women in my life have been stripper. You know?
I'm sure.
can't go
But
into
you know
the
what?
smart
You know,
thing.
Carlos, when we met on Fight Island, you told me that when you were younger, you kind of were a little wild, right? Like, it's not that you were always a good kid, right? Like you were a little bit wild. So for you, did martial arts and Renato, you froze up, so you might need to
Fuck.
check
I'll
on.
come back. I'll come
Yeah,
back. But
yeah,
he's gonna be in the middle. You're gonna be sandwiched in between us.
Okay, I think he can handle that.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to be frozen, Renato. That bums me out.
I'll freeze you if you're not careful. Freeze you with butt cheeks.
Oh, geez, Louise. But yeah, no, you were telling me that like, yeah, you know, you kind of ran around the streets a little bit, and you weren't always such a good kid, right? So, how did you end up getting into martial arts? And was that one of those things? Like, did you get into a street fight and then figure out, hey, I'm actually a pretty good fighter? Like, what happened?
yeah, I think it
Oh
all
wait.
fell into place. I mean, I was a very physical person as a kid, playing rugby league as a kid. That was a sport in New Zealand, so it kind of just came hand in hand together, where people saw me fighting on the field, and they thought, okay, why don't you just give this a go? Give this fight sport a go. I gave it a go. Stopped playing rugby league, and then gave it a chance, and here I am now.
Nice, nice.
Well,
Yep.
now I missed some. Am I back or no?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. No,
Okay.
I was just asking him the evolution into MMA and into fighting because you know he had
Yeah.
said that like you know sometimes he used to kind of run the streets a little bit.
Oh, caralho, yeah. Well, I can imagine, not unlike your Uncle Henach, a lot of like I can imagine some of the Maori boys is go like this, hey, pretty boy, yeah, you want to fucking, they probably tried to test you like you soft.
That's
And that's what
exactly how.
happened. They think that you, just because we look like Albie Shore or,
I think you
El
and I have the same
Dabahaj,
problems. I
you
think you
know?
and I have the same problems. One day I'm
It's,
gonna grow up to be like you.
well, that's true. Now, here's another question. Now, I sincerely, there's a lot of pressure on you because I can imagine you're trying to make a name for yourself, and the amount of people every day who's probably come up and asked for my autograph
Oh my god.
from you, mistaking you for your Uncle Henach must be kind of, it get tiring after a while. And to have to be compared to me and all that kind of stuff, like living in my shadow. What's that experience?
Yeah, I always have to remind them. I have to remind them that like I'm not gonna be anything like you, but
Mm.
I'll do the signature anyway. Let me do it anyway. But hey, you can't compare me to the ultimate Uncle Ngato. Hey,
That's fair. That's
in the
fair.
islands we call
Okay.
you Hengako.
I
Hengako. We call you Hengako
I
in the islands.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. God, you're my fans
Please
in New
don't
Zealand.
emulate this man. Just please don't. Although you listen,
You could do a lot worse for. I've lasted many generations of fighters. They come and go, but your Uncle Henach, you stay a constant.
you come and go. That's exactly what you do. You come
Well,
and then you go, and
I
then you get
go
the
more
late,
than I
and then you
come for
don't
her.
pay child support, and then
Listen, I can't be responsible for everything. I can't think of everything. You know? Come on, Carlos. He knows.
yeah,
He knows.
people are saying he might be his son. Have you? Yeah, you said you went to Australia, not to New Zealand, but you said you went to Australia, Hanato. I mean, you could,
Listen, I did have a relationship with a sheep in New Zealand at one point. with a black sheep, okay? And whatever happens between when I'm drinking in New Zealand is stay in New Zealand, cara. So I don't know.
You've been drinking all the Lion Red and having babies with all the black sheep, eh? And
Yeah, the
that's
black
you
sheep.
never know.
I've been having babies with black sheep, yeah.
Look at this. Well,
All right.
Pinocho here is saying that you guys both look like cousins of Chico DeBarge.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go on stage at Showtime at the Apollo with
With Kiki Shepard. Yeah. I met Kiki Shepard. Kiki Shepard is very cool, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
I don't know if Kiki Shepard is somebody they know down in New Zealand though.
I'm guessing now.
Right. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, speaking of TV shows, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you didn't know this, Karyn Bryant.
What?
I did my research. Now, Carlos, I heard a little birdie was told me that you was almost the Bachelor in the fucking New Zealand version of the Bachelor. Is this true?
Once again, all old news. All old news.
I don't care. To me, this is the new stuff.
But is it true? But it's true that they wanted you to do it.
Into the news of the I don't know.
But I like this stuff now. I know you want to put that in the past because you're a fighter now. But you know what the thing is? It's good to promote this shit because it makes guys check you lightly. It makes guys go like this, man. I'm gonna knock out that pretty. It used to happen to our boy Alan Joban.
Yep, I was just
Guys
gonna say that.
like Mike Perry. Mike Perry's, I'm gonna knock this fucking pretty boy. He's a fucking model. He's never gonna model again. All this shit.
Yep.
Alan was like, okay, gotta. And you know what I'm saying? Let them to think that's all you are. Oh, he's a pretty boy. All this kind of shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Alan won the fight.
Yeah, let them to think that. I've had them to think that.
That's how we used to get. I guess that's how back in the days, and as you were saying, the KB, being picked on back on the streets and being just picked the pretty boy and all that sort of thing. I think that's how it all came into play, where I used that to my momentum or to my strengths. And here we are, man. Here we are. Living the life of a pretty boy fighter.
Yeah. Listen, it could be a lot worse.
It could be a lot worse too. And folks know obviously that you are part of the city kickboxing team and stuff. You train a lot with Israel Adesanya, and I think it's the whole thing too. Like when he paints his nails and it gets under people's skin, and it makes some people crazy. And then it's just like, oh, now what are you gonna do? I whooped your butt, and like, what are you gonna do? I got painted nails. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is very frustrating for some people because if you look better than them, they at least want to go, well, I would fuck him up, like to their girl, but I beat that fucking dude's ass. And then when you could kick their ass, then what's left? You're not leaving them nothing to work with here. You know what I'm saying? Am I freezing up or something like that?
No, you're good.
Okay.
No, it's true.
And then another thing is like this. When I started seeing Mark Zuckerberg winning jiu-jitsu competition, I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Because imagine if you got guys like that fucking you up in a fight, I would kill myself, first of all. If I lost in a bar fight to Mark Zuckerberg, I'd just go kill myself. How about you, Carlos?
You know what? I lost everything you said there.
That's what I thought.
We lost
Oh
you there.
no, okay, I couldn't tell.
You lost me or just everything? Oh,
No,
shit.
everything.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all right. Maybe.
Are you back
maybe
now?
Try now.
Okay, yeah.
You back? Yeah? I was trying to say, it's like, if you, I don't know what the last thing you heard was, but if you can, if a lot of guys is like, get jealous, because they like, he's better look than me. You understand? And then when you can kick their ass too, it's like, why are you leaving them to work with here? And then I was saying he might like fucking Mark Zuckerberg. If Mark Zuckerberg, he was doing like MMA and shit, and he's doing, he's winning jiu-jitsu competition, stuff like that. If this guy beat me, I'll go kill myself, boy. I would jump off here, sugar off. I would jump off the crystal like that. I just go do a fucking swan dive off that one. Imagine he got $100 billion, and then he's look like that, and then he fuck you up, and he's like, "That's what I charge. I that teach you. That should learn you a lesson." And I go like this. Oh, caralho, my God. You know?
So that's the trick we should use, eh? I think that's it. That's a
I
superpower.
think
I
so
think that's
too.
a superpower we need to use now. Is that one?
Yeah,
Make them believe or something, but not.
this is true.
Might be onto
You have
something.
to.
Might be onto something. Hey,
I
so
think we're onto
what do you
something,
do
bro.
when you're not fighting though? Like, what are you? What else is fun for you? I mean, because I feel like obviously you got to fight all the time, you got to train all the time, but what else is fun for you?
I'm an
Him or me?
outdoorsy guy. Huh? Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
him.
know
Oh,
you,
okay.
you
Okay.
you love to be in the bed. You like to be in the bed and just spend your time in the bed and come and
Well,
go
that's
and
why. That's why I do some
Exactly.
of my best work. But anyway, but go ahead.
uh,
You like the
I'm an
great
outdoorsy
outdoors.
guy. Yeah, I like to get outdoors. I like to get out.
Mm.
New Zealand is known for its outdoors, where a lot of hiking, fishing, getting outdoors,
Fishing.
climbing mountains, doing things like that. Yeah, that's my sort of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, I do that on my downtime. So
Yeah.
I'll do
yeah,
hawking and fishing.
hiking,
Fish.
hiking and fishing.
Can you cook fish and chips? Do you make that one?
You definitely did your homework. You went. Are you sure you haven't been to New Zealand?
I never been, but I seen a couple movie like what the fuck did I saw? I saw the vampire movie, What We Do in the Shadow.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. Well, and like
You know
Flight of the
Chica
Concords
Waititi?
and Taika
Now, well,
Waititi. Yeah.
now I see Lord of the Ring, but nobody talking a New Zealand accent. But you ever seen fucking you know Chica Waititi?
Yeah.
Not you, him.
Who? Who?
Taika Waititi. He's an actor
Oh,
and a
Taika Waititi. Yeah,
director.
yeah, yeah, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
do.
you know
Yeah.
he did the vampire movie.
Oh, yes, yeah, that was funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
saw that shit and it killed me. And then I wanted to see more shit that he did. And then he did a movie called Boy. Have you ever seen that?
Yep, that's funny. That's
There's a
one of my
lot of
all-time
that.
favorites.
Isn't that a great movie? And so I know it through the movies. You know.
Yeah, it's so funny
That's it.
because like it's very true. The way that he depicts that movie as a young boy, New Zealand Kiwi boy, that's very true. The way that they live that life,
Yeah.
as that young Maori kid. So that's very true, and that's why it's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's amazing too is that I don't know nothing of that culture. Never been there. None of that shit. But somehow being a kid of broken family and whatever, whatever, some of that shit is universal. It just hang true and it gets height to the core of you, you know?
That's right. Yeah,
Beautiful
and I think
stuff. Beautiful.
Taika is able to bring that out too. I think he's a really
Oh,
good director. I think he's really good at what he does too. So
incredible.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
yeah, he's great.
surprised. I'm surprised he didn't make you like a Marvel fucking superhero yet, you know? Yeah, that's coming
He
next.
will. He
I was
will.
gonna
Hey,
say, yeah.
put
Do
that
you
put
do
that on.
you
Put that on.
because I'm like speaking of Alan, I know we were talking about Alan before, but he's done some. He's gotten into some acting, like in that movie, about the Holocaust boxer. Alan's actually in
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah,
movie,
yeah.
playing the guy at the like the first scene of the movie. I guess they're in this fight, and
Yeah.
Alan's in that. But so obviously that's one way to start is just playing a fighter. But obviously, you have such a great platform right now with the UFC, like. Yeah, I mean, is that something you think you would get into after? Like, a lot of guys do stunt work now. A lot of guys really getting into the Hollywood stuff.
Yeah, but he don't need to do stunt work. He would
No,
be
no, no,
like
no,
the
no. But you
main.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you could take this and go somewhere else with it too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've actually done a bit of work stunt and a bit of work previously as well.
Okay.
And it's definitely something that I've been looking at doing later on because, like you said, it's going off the platform as a fighter and then going into that eventually. So I know
Yeah.
that was going to come later down the line. So definitely something in the works for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And that's where maybe where we can get into the Marvels maybe and
That's
create the
true. Oh my God,
superhero.
that'd be so cool.
My brother, you came at the perfect fucking time. Perfect time because 10 years ago, nobody knew shit about people from New Zealand. You know what I mean? There was no Chika, however the
Yeah.
fuck you say his name, Wachichi or whatever. And now it's in the universe. You know, I mean, people in the world know about this. You know,
For sure. Well, I just saw. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet? Either of
not
you?
yet, not yet.
I haven't, no, I haven't.
Well, I know it's not Marvel, but I just saw it.
It is Marvel. It
Is
is
it Marvel?
Marvel. Yeah.
All right, or whatever. But it's not like different superheroes, whatever. Anyway, it was really good. I recommend it. I would say that. I would say that.
Okay,
It is fun.
okay,
So, are you going to stay
okay. I'll
here in the
watch it.
states for a while, or are you going to go right back? Because I do feel like once you guys are here, Like when you made that trip already, you came over here, you may as well stay for a while and hang out. And,
True.
obviously you have such a great team. But now that you're here in the States, do you travel around? Is there any like gyms you want to check out and like train with some folks while you're here?
Oh,
Oh no,
he
we lost him.
you can always tell because
Oh, well, when I don't have my glasses on, I can't always tell if somebody's frozen right away. That's on me. I'm sorry, that's on me.
hello.
Are you there?
Hey, cuzzy, where are you, cuzzy? Where'd you go?
Oh,
Oh, we miss you.
oh
We miss you,
no,
bro.
we gotta get him back. It's a bummer when actually what it is when I was talking to Biggie earlier today, he was saying that the hotel Wi-Fi sucks.
Oh,
Yeah, so he ended actually maybe I should tell him this. Yeah, I just remember
I
that.
thought
Yeah.
I thought
Biggie
maybe
said,
my Wi-Fi was good enough to take care of everybody's or something.
I don't know if it works like
I'm
that.
kidding. I'm kidding. My fucking Wi-Fi is the first to go.
I know it's like pretty sure. But yeah, Biggie was saying that that the hotel Wi-Fi was bad, so we had to try it twice, and he had to he just ended up hotspotting his own phone to it.
I'll hotspot you if you're not careful. Hey, wait, hold on. Let's find out from our fan what they want to know about your boy
Yeah,
Carlos
yeah,
when he
yeah,
come
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
Someone goes, he's just handsomely frozen.
A
A
dingo made his
dingo.
connection.
Oh, that's the best. You gotta put that up.
That is, I did. That's very
A
funny.
dingo ate his connection. Right.
That's funny. Although somebody said that's Australian, but I don't know if that's true.
What? What?
I would imagine there's dingoes in New Zealand.
Oh, who cares? I mean, come on, we get the joke.
I
We don't
know,
have to be
It's
fucking
funny. It's funny.
scientific. It was a perfect comment, Shkara.
Oh well, hopefully he can hop back in because it does.
Fuck.
It does.
He loved them and leave them.
The link still works, but it's hard because
Okay, they want to know if he surfs. Oh, somebody said he should be Captain New Zealand. True.
that's
Like
true.
Captain America.
He could be Captain New Zealand. That's funny. Yeah. If he surfs, yeah, maybe he does. I know. I think he does. I think I've seen pictures of him surfing on Instagram. Maybe.
So someone had said how he get the name Blackjack, but it's not Blackjack, it's Black Jag.
Yeah, Black
Like a
Jack.
Jaguar.
Right,
And we're gonna
right,
ask him about that
right,
kind of.
right.
It's funny he don't want to talk about the exotic dancing and the modeling and shit because he's like trying to put himself in like. But I tell you, it's a great trick. I think let people think you're a pussy. You know what I mean? Let
Yeah.
people
Oh yeah.
think, oh,
Underestimate
this
me.
guy can't
Underestimate me
fight.
all day.
And then when they in there with the ferocious spirit, they go, oh no, you know what I mean? It's like you don't want them preparing for a tough guy.
Yeah.
Prepare for a pussy.
Yeah. No, I
That's
hear
what I
you.
say. It's kind of like this, how like that one player on the Memphis Grizzlies was like talking shit about LeBron
Mm-hmm.
and saying he's old and this and that and the other thing. It's like all you're doing is getting him hiled up. I would think the smart move would be like, oh, he's my idol. It's just an honor to play against him, so that you let the guard down. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't want people getting up for you. You want people thinking you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. No, definitely. That's what I'm saying. You underestimate me. Go ahead.
that's part of like the arch of war.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, speaking of which, and yeah, hopefully
Oh,
Carlos can come back, but we can talk about some other stuff in the meantime.
Carlos.
But that's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about because I don't know if you saw, and I didn't watch the whole press conference or anything, but there was the
Oh.
press conference today with Jake and Nate. And so they were going on, and I guess like I said, I didn't watch it. I saw a couple of clips or whatever, but some people are just like, oh, it was really kind of like
Tame.
understated and like kind of lame and
Well,
like
guess what? I bet after this fucking shit he just went through with like this whole the guy suing him over beating choking him out, and I bet you he's like, listen, I don't need no motherfucking bullshit right now clouding. Imagine, because when you're dealing with lawsuit shit, and if you go to court, you don't want. Look what he does the next time. No,
right,
look. Even after this shit happened, look, he get into a fight with this guy and this guy and this guy. He's probably like, let me not fuck my money up here.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But listen, did you see the moment? The funniest part for me is I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw like a clip from that one. And the funniest shit was they was talking about testing or whatever, and
okay.
Nate was like, yeah, yeah, that's fucking good that they testing, blah blah blah, And then the guy goes, yeah, did you know that Texas is a no marijuana state, like whatever, and then he was like, and like he was talking, and then he heard that and he was like, wait, what happened? He was like that was the one thing that
The
shot
what
through. He
cut
was
through
like,
yeah.
he was like, wait, what happened? And they were like, yeah, you can't smoke weed. And he was like, well, this ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? He was immediate. Well, he was like, we'll fucking do it in California then. You know
Yeah,
what I
okay then,
mean?
right.
And I was laughing my fucking ass off because it was like nothing was penetrating. He was like, yeah, it's all good, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, you can't smoke weed here or zero tolerance or something. He's like, wait, what happened?
Wait, what?
He's like,
yeah,
that's not gonna work. That
yeah, yeah.
yeah. But it
Oh
was just
God.
it was a perfect moment. Like that for me, that was the highlight of the shit.
Well, okay, so the other thing, well, that I didn't see that, but the one thing that I know a lot of people were talking about was this guy
What guy?
who gets up there and then asks the question.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Okay, so this guy,
Look at this guy. Oh, God.
is not a journalist.
Oh, he snuck in. Like he snuck in.
No. So here's the thing. So his name is Derek Sullivan, and he works for Better, BETR, which is the app that Jake Paul owns.
Oh, what the app does?
I don't know. It's a betting app, I think.
Oh, okay. Better, like betting.
Yeah,
okay.
BETR,
Oh, not better.
Right?
Okay.
BETR, right. So he gets up and he's like, oh, hey, I want to, Nate, do you think something I could get in on your boxing? Because I think I could F your brother. Or yeah, do you think Nick would want to fight? Because I think I could F your brother up or something like that. Like talk.
That's what this kid said about Nick?
Yes. So Nate's just sitting there and just kind of takes a couple beats and is basically like, well, kid, you just effed around and you're about to find out. Because he's like,
oof.
Do you think that was smart? He's like, do you see that I have my homies with me? He's like, do you think, I mean, we know who you are.
I'm starting
do you think that was really a real bright idea?
You know what I'm starting to think? Yeah, I get it. But what I'm starting to think is like, in light of what happened, I think in light of what happened now, I think some of these guys realize that he might have to be on his best behavior.
Yeah.
So they're going to push the envelope to get views and to drum up more bullshit for the fights, which probably at the end of the day, even it might piss Nate off, it's still going to help his bank account.
Yes.
But
I guess for me, what it is the disrespect.
A lot of disrespect.
I mean?
Yeah. Listen,
you don't.
Listen, I can't imagine. Yeah. I mean, I think the only reason, look, no one who don't have a lot of protection is gonna say something like that.
Unless, and maybe this is the case, since it's all basically everything is now pro wrestling anyway. We'll get to some other stuff. That unless they're just like, yo, Nate, before this press, gave him a heads up before it and said, we're going to say the dumbest stuff. And this guy's going to come up and say the dumbest thing.
Listen, and, anything is fucking possible.
Ready.
Anything is possible. I would not put past anybody,
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I wrote to Carlos and I just said, hey, if you get the link should start working. He said, he said he can't reconnect to the server. That's too bad. But he said he loved it. Great show. Because
okay, fuck it. You know what else we're gonna cover?
Another link because
we got him.
Yeah.
I think we got him. You know what? Another thing is like he was a pleasant guy to deal with, and I could see that we could have him on again. He's a good guest. Yeah. Maybe one day what we gotta do is a special episode where we accommodate all the guys at City Kickbox.
I said that before too.
But we have all of them. Like it was like Brady Bunch.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like we have like 5 different things, and then we just we stay up to whatever time and accommodate a normal time for them, and then they got the perfect Wi-Fi and all that bullshit, and then we can just fuck around with these guys, you know?
I would love that, and that's the thing, yeah, because like I was thinking of that too, like for so for example, the show in London this summer and then Paris this fall, right? Like, so they'll have a lot of European fighters on it. And in advance of that, maybe we'd want to talk to some people. So yeah, maybe one day we do a nooner and we're on, you know.
Oh, you want a nooner, huh? Well, you know what?
Not from you, but I would love a nooner. But
you know, this is that disrespect. Speaking of disrespect, you know, unbelievable. Some of these women.
I think we could also either do that or like add, like I said, sometimes if I'm not working and we can coordinate it, like we could add like a Friday afternoon happy hour type thing or something. You know what I mean?
I'm already having a happy hour here.
Oh yeah, you know, I forgot I had a glass of wine right here. I was so into our conversation before.
Yeah, you was into Carlos Ulberg. You wasn't imagining laying next to him on that bed, Karyn.
I wasn't.
Yes, you are, Karyn.
He's a
nice Best Western or wherever the fuck they put him on.
If it's the UFC hotel, it might be.
It's Mocho 8 for him.
No, sometimes we get. Well, the last time we got a Hyatt, I think. But a lot of time.
Have you ever gotten the misfortune? I don't even know if these still exist. But have you ever had the misfortune of like maybe being in a town? I remember one time I was in Palm Springs for some fucking shit. Every hotel was taken. Every fucking motel was taken. The only thing we found was a home at the Mocho 8, but not just that, it was a smoking home.
Oh,
have you ever stayed in a smoking home?
The worst. Yeah, I think at Rio in Vegas. I was like,
it smells like a fucking spittoon.
Yeah.
You like while you sleeping and you want to throw up. You're like, oh,
polluted.
Yeah, it's like you know that the snoring that my dog was doing the other day where it goes.
Yes.
Me. It's like this. It goes like, oh. You know what I mean? Like you, because it smells so fucking bad.
Yeah.
How do people suffer through that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Chabaki.
I don't know.
Do they still do that still exist, or that's a thing of the past?
Well, the funny thing is that people are laughing about your Motel 8 because people are like, I think it's Motel 6 and Super 8. And you say
Super 8. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, fair enough.
But I love your Motel 8. I think is even
fair enough. Though. Okay, so it's Super 8.
Somebody also said, or it's the head hoof inn.
Head hoof inn is always leave the light on.
It's the blood red roof inn. I did stay in a red roof inn once when I was married and we were on a cross country trip. By the way, I'm not married anymore. Some people still think I am. I'm not.
True.
But we had the dogs, and when the dogs come in and the dogs go in and they checked out the room, and the dogs were bugging
because they were like in heaven because it smelled like shit.
But it was like you could tell there was way too much stuff for that, like
like blood, semen,
like way too much DNA and all kinds
feces.
of stuff going on here.
Yeah,
like, we gotta go. It was like no, this place is dicey.
And the bed that you put a quarter and they shake that one.
No, it wasn't that bad, but like we left.
But at least they have free cable and air conditioning.
Free HBO. Which, by the way, did you guys watch Succession?
Now let me tell you, Success. Okay,
Shiv,
here's the.
Hashtag Team Shiv. Team
listen,
Mother effing Shiv.
I tell you what, I am. I got to the point where I got behind on that show. Okay, but then for some reason that show will suck me in when I don't even know what's going on, and I can still watch. And I'm sitting there laughing at it as if it's a broad comedy. Like that show is just a comedy as far as I'm concerned. That fucking character, that shitbag, little like Roman? Coward, the husband of Shiv, the ex-husband.
Tom, the worst.
That dude that guy's a comedic genius.
Amazing. No, and it's so funny you say that because literally on the way to school today, Kiddo was like, because she knows I love that show, and I made her watch The Argument with Tom and Shiv because I was like, this is the most fire thing. Like, it's amazing, right? And so she doesn't watch the show, but I watched it on Sunday, and then I literally made her watch that argument yesterday because it was just so amazing. And I gave her the backstory.
I didn't see that one.
Tom is like the worst, like most, like and all this stuff, right?
Fun.
And he's just so like blah, and so all this stuff. So anyway, she's asking me today, it's like, why is it that you love that show? Like, why do people who like it rave about it? And I literally told her just what you were saying. I said, kid, you could read that script and play it as a comedy. It doesn't have to even be a drama. Like, you could read it, you could stage it totally differently.
It's not
and
a
make
drama.
It an absolute comedy, and it would still slay.
It's a dark comedy. That's what it is.
So good.
I
It's
started
so
to realize, I go, wait a second. That's all this is. It's a very dark fucking comedy. Yeah.
Well, because Adam McKay is the guy. Isn't he the guy that created? He's the funny or die guy. You know.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, sometimes and that
So good.
and the
So good.
situations that they put these fucking
my
people
God,
in
so
it,
good.
and
It's-
it's fantastic. I have
So
to
good.
admit, I didn't think I was gonna like that show, but
Oh my God.
because I hate to be on the dick of the show that everybody's
I
like,
know.
oh, it's amazing, but I'm like, listen, it's fucking good.
It
It's
is.
good.
I hear you on that because I'm usually not a joiner in that respect too.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and there's nothing in it for me. I don't like those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the target demographic, and I still think it's fucking funny.
it is amazing. Well, and also the thing about it is, like, you know, for you can get like location envy, clothing envy. It's beautifully shot. Like, because for me and you too, you know, you lived in New York. I
Yeah.
was telling Kiddo, I was like, dude, every time they walk into somebody's apartment, I'm like,
Nice.
You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
that
And so,
that
like,
part,
if
the
you live
yeah.
in New York at all ever, and you see the places they live, you know how
Yeah.
expensive they are and
Yeah.
how phenomenal. And like, so I have just like architecture envy and like
That's
like
the
a
one
whole-
thing that I think I envy about them, because the rest of it,
Oh my god.
I look at them as like they're cursed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, they're
they
miserable
look
people.
they look so unhappy,
Yeah.
and they clearly don't appreciate any of it. So it actually does the opposite for me. I usually think like, you know what, I'm good, you know. But when they do have those New York fucking stuffs, I'm like, that's the one thing, the one superpower I wish I had of theirs, where I could just have a crib in New York that's just overlooking Central Park or something like that, you know.
Well, that's the whole thing. The argument takes place like on the second floor of their apartment, overlooking, you know,
Yeah, like the
Central
Dakota
Park.
or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
But I think I want Kendall's ex-wife's, like his old place, like, because I think they're in like Tribeca or Soho.
Oh yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, whatever. Anyway, if you guys don't watch Succession,
But I tell you what, and the hiding is so fucking good, and it's just
so
funny.
good. So good.
And
So
Shiv,
good.
Shiv, I mean, it's funny. Shiv, I mean, you can see that she's the heel actress is pregnant now.
Yeah, I think so.
You can
And
see
then
that
you-
she's getting a little doughy, but
Yeah.
I tell you what, that bitch is packing. Excuse me, that young lady is packing some thunder. Like, she's got some thunder.
She got the. I know there was last season that was like, forgot that dumper on her.
Yeah, she has a dump. Like, ones who know, they're like, you look at you and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
It's real round. She
It's
got an
round
apple-
and,
she got
like-
the, like peach. She got the.
And she's thick, and she knows what the fuck is going on. You can
Oh,
see
yeah,
she
she's a
she
boss.
knows what's going on here.
She's a boss.
Yeah,
Definitely a
I
fan.
yeah.
Definitely a fan.
Yeah.
Speaking of New York, yeah, and I meant to bring this up too.
Oh my god, when I saw that,
Congratulations to Robert De Niro
You
on
know,
his seventh child
listen.
at the age of what, 80 or something?
for him, 79, basically 80, when I look at that, I think to myself like, hey, good for him if that make him happy, you know. But I always think about, well, never mind the fucking kid who's not gonna have that much time with their fucking dad. But aside from that, I always feel bad for like whoever was the last kid who thought they was like the baby of the family, and then they like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, they thought they were safe, you know.
Right,
And it's
right,
like, here we go with this shit here. I can just imagine like what a head fuck it is for the baby of the family to be like, oh no, because I'm the baby to the family in my
Same
family.
here.
You know?
I'm the baby too. No, yeah, you're right.
You're the
like-
baby, God, are you?
Yeah.
That baby, what kind of baby is that? That's how that baby is a senior citizen. God, I'm just kidding. I'm just
You know
kidding.
what? Wait a
No,
minute.
I'm
Actually-
kidding. That
actually,
baby.
No. Let me put my
Oh.
glasses on, Renato, so that I can see the right button to press.
There you go. That baby is like a baby that you found in like a tomb, like with Tutankhamun, like mummified with Tutankhamun or whatever. I'm kidding. Come on. Oh boy.
My skin does look good though for a moment.
No, I listen. I fuck with you. You look
know.
good, okay?
I can't-
And I tell you
oh,
what.
Please, if I was really offended, you would know. Please.
Well, okay, I can do more if you like.
please. No.
There's
Oh,
more where that came from.
I'm sure. Wait, no. What were okay, I was gonna change subjects anyway, but we were just talking about something funny. Anyway, we were talking about Succession anyway.
Oh yeah, they probably want us to get out. This ain't a fucking Succession.
No.
podcast,
I
right?
know. Okay, so I want to ask you. Okay.
Somebody, well, somebody said.
Oh, that was what it was.
Wait,
with De Niro. I actually
somebody-
used to know his
Yeah.
one of his daughters a little bit. 'cause
Drina.
Yeah, exactly. Drea.
Yeah.
You know her too?
Yeah. Well, my father used to bodyguard for Robert De Niro. I mean,
Oh, that's right. That's right. So yeah, she used to date a guy that was like friends with my old roommate, as Randall
Oh,
said.
yeah.
Was
I know
he was a
Drina.
graffiti artist, and yeah, he was good too.
I know Drina. I went to Hasha with Drina.
Oh, nice.
Listen, you're talking to the international man of mystery.
The international no fly list.
The
Okay.
my fly is down list.
So, long live the king, all you haters who don't like Jamaicans. Guess what? Aljo got it done. It was a close fight, and Henry, I like.
was a very close fight.
I actually like Henry, so I'm not even. Don't even. I'm not. I actually
Listen,
just was like.
I'll tell you what. I didn't have a dog in this one because I like both these guys. But I'll tell you what, for being on the couch for the past 3 years and being like a little sawed-off little guy like that, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty fucking impressive.
It's very impressive. No, look at he's no joke. I mean, look at we all know how Henry is
Like,
amazing.
imagine any other sport. Imagine like take basketball. Imagine just like a player who's like just won a championship, and then they go, you know what? I'm gonna take 3 years off,
Right.
and then they come back and he's like as good as anybody. You know what I mean? I mean that's chuff. That's pretty.
Right,
That's
and obviously
impressive.
he's a special case. Like he's a once in a as some people say once in a generation kind of an athlete. But the thing is, he's been very active, right? So because like that's his whole thing. He's like, hey, look, I've been training Zhang Wei Li. I've been training Jiri Prochazka.
Training is one thing.
So no,
Training is one
But
thing.
his whole point is he's been training these people and they've become champions. So he's been training at a champion level. Do you know what I mean? In his mind, anyway, he's like never been away from the game. He's always still been in the gym.
Fair enough, but still, let's not take anything away from that.
I hear what you're saying, though.
If you have a set foot as a competitor in the fucking
For sure.
octagon, I mean,
dude, it was great, and it was a really close fight. He almost went. Look at if they had said Henry, I would have been like, okay, but like it was.
Yeah, it was a
close,
toss-up,
but
yeah.
I did think Aljo won, but
yeah. I think
but
most people
it was
thought
really
he.
close.
I think most people thought he won too. I think it was like, and I think even Henry is probably like, he, I don't think he looked too. I think he was more disturbed. I think he genuinely thought he was a class above
I think
Aljamain.
so too. I think he was more surprised.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess I'm not that.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
that,
but-
yeah.
That shows you where he had himself in his head. Whereas the rest of us is like, God, are you? That's pretty impressive. He's thinking like, boy, I thought I was better than this,
Yeah.
But hey, good
Well,
good for him. Good for him.
Exactly. That's why he is who he is.
Yeah.
But that said, I also do though. I was like, you know what? Do you think people will give Aljamain any credit now or any respect?
Now, I think, you know what? Listen, I know I talk basketball all the time and people probably get sick of that if you're not into basketball. LeBron James has broken every fucking record. The guy have been with the same chick since high school. The guy
Oh, you're breaking up.
creates free schools in the ghetto.
Yep.
Oh, God, yeah. Of
There
course,
you
when
are.
I want to
There
make
you
a
are.
point
We heard
about
you.
something.
Yeah, he makes
I'm
free
done?
schools in the ghetto. Yep.
The guy, never gets in no fucking trouble. He's, the guy just wins championships and fucking, he's always in the conversation, whatever. And you know how many people, I never seen so many people hate this fucking guy. Okay, so if that guy gets hated on, some people just hate a guy a lot of people just do not like Aljo. He just hubbed them the wrong way. Now, we're not one of them, but a lot of people do not like that guy. A lot.
I know a certain amount don't like him just out the gate for certain reasons. I know a lot of people don't like him because they thought he was acting when he, won the title. But it's so funny because I even was explaining that whole thing about how, there was the illegal knee and the disqualification and the thing about the, I was explaining it to my kid and she was like, well, of course, like, what's he supposed to do? Not take the title? Like, she's like, it's not his fault. Like, why is he the one getting grief? I'm like, exactly. You know what I mean?
Plus,
like,
look what he did. Plus, look what he did in the he match. Come on.
Right, exactly. So, I hope he does get the respect that that
he may never
deserves. He may never.
Listen, this guy haven't done half the shit. The reason why I put LeBron James is this guy haven't done half the shit LeBron has accomplished in his life here, and people fucking hate his guts.
Well, what I was going to say about the LeBron thing too is I think sometimes people would hate on somebody like LeBron because it's showing, it makes you look at yourself and see your own lack of accomplishment. Honestly, if you look at somebody who's crushing it and exceeding in every way and who genuinely seems like they're happy in their life and doing good things and helping other people, and they're generous and they have the ability to be kind, and like some people get so mad because they don't have that in themselves, and they're actually envious of that.
But it's crazy to me. Like, here's what's crazy to me. There have been players like, Hey Lewis, who's like who just might have murdered a guy. You know what I mean? Like at a bar. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, in trouble for some serious fucking shit, and he don't have half the fucking haters, LeBron. You know what I mean? Like people hate his fucking guts in a way.
So, I guess some of it was, the whole shut up and dribble. It's like people don't want them to be outspoken about political issues. They don't want them to kneel. They don't want them to wear armbands. They don't want them to do anything other than
in any case
shut up and dribble.
In any case, like, the point is, I mean, take Jesus Christ. They fucking nailed him to a cross. I mean, if that guy can be, killed and hated on, I mean, anybody can,
Yeah.
Some people don't like your Uncle Hanach, believe it or not. I can't even imagine that.
I mean,
I can't imagine not liking me.
I don't understand.
I mean, what's not?
I want to address something. We have a really, really, really angry person here. But K Black, how did the UFC screw Petr Yan, who has lost?
Yeah, let's hear
4
this
fights
one.
in a row. How did the UFC?
I would love to hear that.
I would love to know how the UFC screwed the guy that threw the illegal knee and then has subsequently lost fights, close fights to great fighters. I'm not trying to hate on Petr Yan. I just want to know your explanation for how.
What's this guy's name now?
K Black. How the UFC screwed Petr Yan. I'm just curious what your theory is.
K African American. What the fuck?
Petr Yan says K Black says Petr Yan is still champ though. So
he's just he just whatever.
I know, that's why I'm asking, because it's funny to me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He won the second fight. He's saying they robbed him of his title because he won the second time. Gotcha.
Well, that's what we call in the jurisprudence community, we call that overreach. That's overreach. I can't even take it seriously because it's so outlandish that I can't even justify it with.
Okay, so speaking of outlandish, the best part, I mean, not the best part of that fight, but come the F on. How about Murad?
No, my brother.
Dude, if this is not one of the greatest things in MMA.
That was nice.
One of the greatest things ever was him stealing. Yeah. So folks who don't, I mean, everybody knows, right? Sugar Sean came in the jacket. Murad, he took it off when he was getting in Aljo's face. Nobody noticed. Murad taking it, puts it on, and he just starts grinning like crazy. Then ended up jumping up on top of the octagon and everything. This is one of my favorite things in the last several years. I can't stop looking at that.
I'll tell you what,
taking it.
This is exactly what that card needed, because I don't know why. That was one of the most depressing UFC that I've seen in years. Somehow I was left, before that happened, I was like, I don't feel too good. You know what I mean? It was, I think, it took the wind out of my sails. Not that I don't like Frevola. Dolberg getting knocked out made me feel bad for some reason. I think because
you didn't like Kron Gracie's fight either, did you?
I mean, to be honest, I don't even want to.
Right.
What? Everybody else is already trampling on him. I don't need to pile on to that one. I don't even want to.
Okay, we can skip that, but I agree with you. I have absolutely nothing against Matt Frevola, the Steamroller. It's an awesome nickname. That seems like a real good dude, but never heard anybody talk anything bad about him.
And he's talented, everything,
For sure. But
Charles.
definitely I was on Team Dobo
Listen,
on that one.
hey, the one thing they don't got in common is only one of them has been on the fucking festivity. And we got to
Exactly.
know, Doba, and we got to like Doba, and like to see that happen to him, I was a little like it kind of made me sick a little bit. But then it's a mixed bag though because Favola is tight with so many guys that I
Yeah.
know, and they felt good. So that there's always a little something of a silver lining in whatever. But
For sure.
I
And
I
also
felt bad for Doba.
I agree. It said episode. I just closed it. I was like, I'll remember this. Episode 31 is festivities with Drew Dober. But yeah, so and Frivola is the kind of guy that we will probably have on this show in the
I'm
future.
sure. That's
You know
why
what
I
I
don't
mean?
want to besmirch his name
Exactly.
either.
That's
You
the
know,
thing.
it's funny. It's funny. Sometimes I see stuff on comments and stuff like that, and I go, "Boy, I wish I could do that." You know what I mean? On forums and stuff.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
because if we do shit like that, there's a price to pay. You
I
know
know.
what I mean?
I
Like
know.
we
I thought
gotta
about
answer for that. You know what I mean? So like, you have to be very funny.
dude, every analyst who works with me finds that lesson out the hard way.
Yeah.
Because you got to make fight picks. You need to make predictions. You have to
Yeah.
like break down what people are good at and what their
Yeah.
weaknesses are. And then after they win or lose a fight, you need to say what they did wrong and this and that.
Yeah.
And so everybody wants that job at the desk. Not everybody, but a lot of people want that
But they
job.
don't realize what comes with it.
But
you know what I would like?
the crown, because they're like, oh wait, I have to talk. And some people will call you up on it, and they'll like, all of a sudden someone's in their DMs like, what the hell, Kiasa? Like, what do you mean? Da, da, da,
What I
da,
wish people, all fighters, could maybe be told in their welcome to the UFC package or whatever is on all those talking head shows, you cannot have for hating seasons. You cannot have all the same opinion, even
Right.
if every person on that panel have the same opinion. The fucking producers is gonna go, well, one of you motherfuckers better come up with a different opinion.
Yeah, we have
And
pre-show meetings for a reason.
yeah, so and you can see it in everything on every sports show. When they got two guys that's the odd couple or whatever.
Right.
Shannon Sharpie and fucking what's his name? The
Yeah.
that Southern
I know.
dandy.
Yeah.
I can't think of his fucking name.
Yeah.
And like
Skip.
Skip Bayless got on you.
Yeah.
They can't have the same fucking opinions because there's no hatings with that. You need
Right.
people butting heads. So people don't realize sometimes it's like, look, motherfucker, I'm making a living here.
Right.
Leave me alone. I got it. What do you want me
Smith
to?
is the perfect example. He doesn't mean probably 90% of the crap he
100%.
says.
That's his calling card. Same with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley. He's always got to say the spiciest shit.
Yep. Yep.
It is what it is. It's entertainment at the end of the day. This is not science.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's
Having said that, if it's me they're talking about, I'm gonna go, hey, go fuck yourself. But I understand.
But hey, listen,
Yeah.
and I love this D&D, and you bring up a good point, and I actually want to have Sadiq on with us, and I've had some ideas about how
We
to
can
work
have it,
Sadiq in.
Sadiq.
We gotta get him on. But so D&D saying on Super Sadiq's UFC Picks videos, which by the way, folks, if you don't watch those on IG, they're effing hilarious. You told him that I based my winning picks based on whether or not they were on festivities. If they were on festivities, I count how many times they were on the show, and that is a good frame of reference. I love that, D&D.
Well,
But yeah, we got to get Sadiq on, and I also think we could
I
maybe
like
start to
Sadiq.
get some segments with like Sadiq and Max Payne Griff. Like we could, because both of those guys are doing videos, like, breakdowns and stuff.
I miss Max Payne Griff.
I know.
Hey, Max Payne Griff, we love you, boy.
I know. So I could see if Max Payne Griff's around now. We could even see if he
My
wants to come on.
heart. My heart is hurt. My heart is
know.
broken. My heart will go on, but it's
It'll
still.
go on. But yeah, I agree. So okay, so anyway, that was one of the fights. Okay, so then the other thing is, whoops, this is falling out my ear. What did you think about?
Wait, I hear a little voice coming from my Charlotte bowl.
Go ahead.
Wait a second. Chidi bowl, man.
Tiny ball man. That's okay. All right, go ahead.
I'm coming.
You go.
I'm coming, my brother.
You go see the tidy bowl man. I mean, we'll have him go see the Taibo Man. Hey, but that does bring up a good point about saying that Drew Dober was on episode 31 of the show. If you guys don't know, last week we had Matt Brown on. He's also fighting at UFC Charlotte, and we had so much fun with him. He's such a good dude. If you guys don't know, like, he plays electric guitar, and he's seen a lot and he's done a lot in his life. And he told us the whole story. He was actually there the night Dimebag Darrell, the former Pantera guitar player, was murdered on stage. Like, he was there, and tells that story. He talks about how in the past, I don't know if you guys know, his name is Immortal, the Immortals, because he had actually passed away. So he talks about his past heroin use and how just sort of that part of his life and getting into fighting. And he's such an interesting guy. But we really had fun with him. So you should check that one out. It's episode 81. That's Matt Brown. That was, last week. But as I mentioned at the top of the show, and if you weren't here at the beginning, I understand. You're here now. But a lot of people fighting this weekend I have spoken with. So in terms of the UFC, I spoke with Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He is in the main event. I spoke with Miss Jessica Rose Clark. I spoke with Cody Stamen, and I also spoke with Brian Battle. So all those interviews are up on my YouTube. And then also over at Bellator 296, Gegard Mousasi is the main event. He's taking on Leon Edwards' brother, Fabian Edwards. And I talked to Gegard about that fight, and he talks about, how many more fights he might want to have until he retires and stuff like that. You guys know he's one of my best friends, like forever. So if you can check that interview out, that would be great, because he's just a real good dude. So I've been busy. I've been just cranking out a lot of interviews and stuff like that. You feeling better?
Does he mind that you're still kind of like stuck in the dark ages? You still call him Gegard instead of homosexual guy?
I mean, yeah, we go way back enough that I think I get a pass.
Okay. I never know what you call people anymore, but
how do you even say his name? How do you get?
I call him
on the show. I should say.
I call him homosexual god Mosasi. Mosasi. Mohisa. No, I call him Mohisa. Mohisa. Oh, if I get a snorch, then I know I'm cooking with gas. Oh, okay then.
But yeah, Gegard was on the show with us.
No, I tell you what. He is on the Mount Rushmore of guests. I fucking love that guy. He was the biggest surprise. I had never met him before. He was polar opposite of how I thought he was my whole life. Or since I knew who the fuck he was,
Episode 27, and that's the whole thing.
Character.
That's the whole thing. Is he's been one of my besties ever since the day I met him. Like you know you meet some people and you instantly know within like 30 seconds you're like,
you feel like you know them from a fucking past life or something. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So he's one of those people for me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I met him, I was like, I freaking love this dude.
Now I gotta be honest.
He's awesome.
When you used to tell me you hang out with him and he's your best friend or whatever, I thought, well, she's probably just attracted to him or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he's her type or something.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't get it, because he come off dead fucking serious and like a whole bunch, And I was like, I don't get it. I mean, I like the way he fight. I'll give you that. But I was like, what the fuck does he bring to the table as a friend? And then as soon as he came on the fucking show, I was like, where you been all my life with this fucking guy, He was. I love that guy.
I know. And well, that was the whole thing. Is in the past he used to not really like care that much. So he's like in interviews and media day and all this stuff, he would just give very little because he was like he didn't like it, just whatever. And then slowly he started giving fewer F's in a way, and then more personality came out. Like
he has such a warm personality. Comes out.
The sweetest.
I don't understand how it come out here, and then on the other shit, it's just like what it's like. The frog on the fucking Looney Tunes, where he's like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my hag time." And then you put him on the UFC, and then he goes, "Oh God, are you?" He go, "Hey, bitch."
Here, bitch.
Hey, bitch.
Check it out. He's such a great guy. He's just so fun. And so we had a good time. So please check that one out. Yeah, people I like hearing his mom doing the laundry in the background. He's like, because he's such a mama's boy, like baby, like he's so sweet. But he like takes care of the family. Like he's the one who funds the family. But then he's a mama's boy. You know
I think that might be a cultural Armenian thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It is for sure.
Well,
Okay.
Somebody asked. Wait.
Yeah.
Somebody asked
Go ahead.
an important question. Somebody said,
What did I miss?
How do I deal with temptation to fornicate?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I don't think you deal with the temptation. You give in. Isn't that
Someone goes, more dating questions. Thoughts on modern dating between men and women if people get married anymore?
Oh, okay. Hey, woke. Okay, do you want to get to?
We was just having this fucking conversation.
I know. Well, I was gonna get into. We still have more fight stuff, and the dating stuff was gonna come a little later. But we can get to this if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind getting to that. Listen, I was just thinking about this. Sometimes when I see people, usually when I see married couples is very good at hiding they contempt for each other.
You
and
don't
so,
say.
Yeah, and so sometimes when I see
How many
people,
years could they do that?
I don't know. It's
Could you
endless.
imagine? I mean, if you were to guess.
I'm not gonna get involved. I'm not gonna step on that one. But I'll tell you this. Sometimes I see certain couples, and then you almost like celebrity. You only see them when they're on the red carpet, or you see them when they're in the interview, and you think, oh, they got it made. And then some of these people, you see them at dinner parties, or you see them at whatever, somebody's birthday or whatever, and you go, God, are you maybe true love? Maybe maybe I'm just an old cramage, and I'm just cynical. God, you shame on me. Maybe true love is some, and then sure enough, a couple months or a couple years later, these people fucking hate each other's guts and they get divorced. And then you go like this. That's what I thought. You fucking yeah, and you go ha ha. Oh caralho.
Well, here's the thing. I think that I am slightly old-fashioned in that I didn't want. Well, back up. I didn't necessarily have to have I'm not one of those women who was like, and I'm going to do this, and then when I have a baby, then I'm going to do this. Like the baby thing was like, maybe, but it wasn't like a mandatory thing and whatever. And so, I just think that to me though, but if I was going to have one, I didn't want to not be married if I had one. Do you know what I mean? That's
interesting.
Just like the old-fashioned part of me was like.
Well, look, we conditioned. Whatever the fuck got put in the computer when we was little kids, that stuff lasts for a long time.
Yeah, but do I think people need to be married? Hell to the no. Not at all. I mean, if you guys are committed to each other and you feel cool with it, like, no, I don't think you need the paperwork.
You know what I think is interesting? Your parents, when you was a little kid, when you was born, they was married, yeah?
Of course, yeah.
So my parents was never married. They was like dating. So somehow in my computer, marriage never entered the equation in what an adult does. So that was never a thing where like one day I'm gonna get married. But it makes sense now because but they loved each other. I could see that they loved each other for a time. So I grew up thinking you can be together. Like to me, there was official. There was just mommy and daddy, but they just was never married.
The model you grew up with, yeah, they didn't need the paper, and that's fine.
Yeah, so that's never been in my fantasy of but sometimes when you see your two examples of what your parents is, it's like you get a lot of information from that,
And this is a hard no. It does not, Stephen.
Mahogany? What is how mahogany going to?
You can't even read that word and not think of it. He's mahogany. So does monogamy work, or is it like eating the same thing for dinner every night? And do women truly understand men's psychology? Here's the thing. I do think we understand men's psychology in that you guys are a lot less complex than we are. I think you guys are easier to understand, but you're frustrating regardless. But I think monogamy is not easy, and I don't think it's realistic, and I don't think it's right. I think it's stupid.
I like the cut of your jib. Karyn Bryant. Okay, I think.
I think it's dumb.
I did. You know what? Speaking of an officer and a gentleman, go ahead, Janet, or whatever the fuck. What was that?
Paula.
Cut on you.
Slow Paula.
Now, So that we're not seeming like a bunch of Scrooge, fucking Ebenezer Scrooge. Let me
Yeah.
tell you my theory on this, okay? I think there's a lot of stuff about human beings that the way we construct it is for as modern as our society is in terms of like philosophical shit, technology, all this kind of stuff's in modern life. It takes a lot longer for a human being's wiring to evolve than it takes for us to come up with the wheel and fire the wheel, the car, the
Right.
computer, all that kind of stuff. So I think we want to be in this modern society that we've thought up, but our wiring isn't even close to there yet.
Yeah, we're still dinosaurs. We're still primal. Right.
We still animal. And the way the animal was configured, unfortunately, the way that the animals was configured is very animal. It's like, a woman have to cook this baby up for 9 months, and then the man to do boom, 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 go everywhere with that one. Now that shit don't line up with polite society no more.
Right.
But that don't mean that that's not our default. So you can stay mahogany, but the problem with mahogany relationship is that you can do it just like I guess you can be vegan, you can
Yeah,
be
you can.
you can
If you have
stop
the
drinking,
discipline.
you can stop drinking. It don't mean that that's your default, and that's the thing you have to realize. And that's the thing is I'm not gonna protest against monogamy. If that works for people, God bless them. Okay. But what I do like about people being honest about the way we wired, like our natural wiring,
Yep.
is that if your relationship not working and your wife wanna fuck somebody and you wanna fuck and you're tired of fucking each other, whatever it is, you don't sit there and go, "Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I'm a piece of shit, or she's a piece of shit, or God, what's wrong with us? Why can't we be like these people?" To know the truth of the situation is not even your fault.
Right.
It's not fucking natural. It's not how you wired any more than gorillas is wired to do that. Or fucking dogs.
Dude.
We're not wired to do that. So yes, you can do it with serious fucking discipline and sacrificing,
Yeah.
but it's not your natural default.
And it's funny because I have one friend who actually I need to send. I was actually gonna need to reach out to him for something, but he and his wife just celebrated us on Insta or something like their probably their 20th anniversary, I think it was, and they're so great. And like I actually when I see the pictures of them and their family pictures, like I actually believe that they are as happy as they look in the picture because I knew them from when they were first dating and stuff like that, and I loved I knew him first. I used to work with him, and I loved her, and I was like, no, this is gonna work. Like they were a great couple. Like, and I was, you know what I mean. I knew them from the beginning, and like so when I see pictures of them, I believe it. I do think they are as happy as they look. But yeah, I in fact was saying the same thing to the kid about this my favorite line of my favorite song. It's from the Afghan Wigs, and it's called My Curse. But the line is, "Temptation comes not from hell, but from above." And that's the whole thing. It's like, it's not, like everybody's like, oh, like you're saying, it's so bad to feel this way and I can't, and that's Satan's calling me to do this. It's like, no, that is actually the highest expression.
That's your nature.
Is love, or whatever. That is your actual nature.
And it's also, you know what it is, too? It's not even a conscious thought. It's like as if guys, it's funny. It's like, do you like getting your period every month?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
I feel like a woman. I feel.
But I'm just
like
saying, fair enough. But it's a hormonal thing that got thrust upon you.
Yeah.
You didn't ask to fucking deal with that every month. You didn't ask to have your fucking emotions, going this and that and the other hormonal. Well, also, as much as guys get a bad rap for being fucking horn dogs and pieces of shit, hound dog or whatever, at the end of the day, none of us asked to be like fucking wired like that. Like it's like being a fucking vampire. Do you understand? Nobody's. I think if you ask any guy if you could have a switch turn that where he could be just satisfied with just one woman for the rest of it, you know how much fucking easier your life here would
Easier
be.
your life would be. That's true.
Yeah. So it's not like guys is like, I can't wait to be a fucking piece of shit or whatever. And I'm not. I don't want to excuse the fucking behavior. I'm just saying, give them a little bit of a break. You know, we give women a break. You know, when a woman you found out, like if she's acting fucking nuts. Mm-hmm. Or being like way out of fucking bounds, sometimes you remember to yourself, even though you don't bring it up to her, but you remember, wait, what the oh, it's the 20, whatever. No, I'm just saying.
Okay, but listen,
yeah.
that argument though, I'm not so sure about, because you get your Brett Kavanaughs and they're like, boys will be boys.
Oh, like, no, wait, hold on. But I'm getting very more specific on this one. This is not. Hold on.
But I know what you're saying. Your nature is to be on the prowl and to be a prowler. So we can't hate you for who you are.
Yeah, I'm not talking about inequality of the sexes here. I think that's the different argument, and I agree what you're talking about. Where like you know, some Chinese men can get away with some stuff or whatever. But I'm talking about
bad behavior gets excused all the time.
I'm talking more about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's this like
urge is that it's not your fault that you want to go and spread your seed. Like it's literally.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, look, if you make a pact with someone that you're not gonna go spread your seed, yeah, don't fucking do that. Right. But I'm just saying, people make it like guys is like immoral, like, you know, can't you keep your dick in your pants? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
We don't like being like a vampire looking for blood. But we was made that way so that the fucking species can survive.
Right.
Yep. And I think that you guys being a little more discerning than we are is because you guys got to get stuck with the fucking baby for 9 months. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you out of commish. So you better get a good one.
I better be choosy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, whereas guys, it's like, better we'll get them next time. You know what I mean? You're like, you know. But if you look at it like a nature program, it's not as sinister or oh my god, all this stuff. Like let's look at it scientifically, like analytics in sports, and let's be a little more understanding about some of this shit. You know?
I think so too. I
don't know. I think so.
This person is saying, Brandon Haya is saying women pretend not to be horn dogs.
And that's not to say they're not.
You just haven't sat around with all of us together talking, because we don't pretend we're not.
Look, listen, you guys, of course you're horny. If you weren't horny, none of this would work, because no chick would let you fuck her, you know, in the first place. But like I said, women could be horny all they want. But I think they get more specific horny. Like let's be honest. You have a different criteria for who you're gonna sleep with than I do.
Yes.
And it don't mean that I'm going and going into like the homeless trench and you know what I mean? Like no, but you know what I'm saying.
Standards.
You know what I'm saying, but
mine are higher because I'm on the receiving end.
There's a quote, and also you gotta like he sees someone into you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm on the receiving end. My standards are going to be way
me, higher. I'm like, you like throwing dice.
Dump and run, hit it and quit it. Like, no, it's a whole other thing.
Yeah, and it's like, we have to be submissive in that point. And it's if you got to really trust the person, there's like a whole lot that goes with it. I think, and of course there's deviations from this. Some people could say you're generalizing. Yeah, of course I'm generalizing. I'm talking about like the average here. Right. You know, of course there's outliers or whatever. But I will say that this one thing is like, yes, we all get horny, but I think that women can get more laser focused about being horny about like a particular person, whereas we can get just as horny and we can spread the love around. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and there's a quote that even though it lacks chaste and decorum. No, it's not dirty, but it's a generalization, but it works and it makes a lot of sense to me. Women are looking for one man to satisfy their every desire. Man is looking for every woman to satisfy their one desire.
That makes sense.
And
I'll agree
God,
with that.
I now did I make it this way? Your uncle and I don't hate don't kill the messenger.
I can agree with that.
But and this again, of course, there's outliers. There's fucking chicks who like to watch football and like to
I
hit
love
it and
football.
quit it and all that kind of shit. But we're talking about the averages here.
Yeah, and I'm also going to say, right, and that's not to say that women don't enjoy hitting it and quit it every now and then or whatever. Like, but yes, in general, yes, it's more of a thing that a guy would be a
They
one
would
would
like to
say.
create something. They would like to
Right.
more than a in general, women would like to create something with the guy that they fucking
Well, right, because
where
honestly, because just like you, yeah, just like you're programmed in a certain way to bring the species forward, so are we in that whole nesting and the whole building of the
exact
family.
and you
Like, so
have
that's
you
the whole thing.
part
It's like even though,
yeah.
and there are times when I'm like, I don't even want like I don't because I'm not overly domestic and all that. Like I'm a career girl, you know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those chicks that like all I want is a picket fence. Like no, that's not me.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, like. Yeah, please. Would I, if there was a dude that I met that actually was like, yo, KB, baby girl, I got this. Like, I'm taking care of you and like, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. If I could
Fair
just
enough.
be the woman and not be the woman and the man, I would
Yeah.
effing love that.
Right, they out there, you know. But you know, when you were saying that stuff, I can see how like if women had the same fucking attitude that men had,
Yeah,
it wouldn't be good for the propagation of the species. You know, if women
exactly.
didn't give a shit about, you know, like the
Oh, no,
baby or
yeah.
whatever, and they just smoking and drinking, you know what I'm saying? They just,
No, it'd be
you know,
terrible.
you have to
Thank God
them
we're
having a
conscientious about that stuff.
them having a nesting thing more than a
Yeah,
guy's, it just kind of makes sense, you know.
for
You know,
sure. For
it
sure.
just, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah.
But having said that, I'm not condoning. You should be a person of your word. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to have a
Right.
mahogany relationship with a woman, then don't fucking sell that to her.
Well, that is true. And the thing is, I
So
used to
that's
have
fair enough.
my old
You know?
manager. They were like a husband and wife team, and they had a relationship where they were like, "Hey, we've been together for a really, really, really long time, and we know." And they also were European; they were not American. And they
Oh,
were
and they
like,
fuck with
"Hey,
different people?
yeah," they were like, "Hey, you know," and they took separate
You
vacations.
got their number?
Yeah.
No, I'm
And
kidding.
their whole thing was like, yeah, because we don't need to take vacations together. Because guess what? I see you every goddamn day. And so they would take separate vacations, and like their thing.
It's so
Or sometimes they
healthy.
would take them together too, but it wasn't like mandatory that
It's
every
so
vacation had to
unorthodox,
be.
but it's healthy. Yeah,
But it was
yeah.
amazing because one of them was Swedish. You know what I mean? And
Ooh.
all this, and it was like amazing. And so their whole thing was that like they kind of did what they wanted. I think that their deal was, and I might be wrong about it. I think their deal was like if they did something, they would sort of let the other one know or whatever. But or maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would. I don't know if they did or didn't.
Now,
But I'm
no,
just
so a
saying they
lot of
had a
people do
deal and
like
they
to do
seemed
that.
content.
Yeah, a lot of people do like to do that. I think my approach with this is if I was in a situation with that like that, I would have it. I'm one of these people. I don't want to know
You don't want to
anything
know.
about your dating life before I met you. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to know if you was a hoe or if you was not a hoe. I don't really care because it don't concern me. I care if you got diseases. That
Yes,
I care. But aside from that, I'm not gonna ask your body count. I don't give a fuck
that's the right approach, Hanato.
because it's none of my
How look at you?
business.
How are you the most modern guy? Anytime a dude asks a woman, like "f you" for asking, dude, "f you, bro."
Well, I don't want to. You know what? You know, it's the
How
golden
dare
rule.
you ask me? Like,
It's the
it's
golden
not your
rule.
issue.
I
It
don't want to
doesn't
be asked
matter.
that. I don't want to be asked that. So why the fuck am I
That's
gonna
what I'm
ask
saying.
somebody
So
else?
why do you get to ask? Let's so and why do
It,
you judge us so hard? Like
I
we're
I
only
don't.
allowed to supposed to have like women get judged so unfairly for
Listen,
their
I
body
don't.
count. It is not cool.
The only thing I wouldn't want to get involved in is a person who's fuck a bunch of people I know. That I'm not
Yeah.
interested in.
Yeah, no,
But
you don't want
if
yeah.
it's a bunch of Joe Blow and you don't have diseases, what the fuck do I care?
Doesn't matter. You
I
weren't
don't
there.
care.
Doesn't matter.
And so I don't ask people that stuff. So in the same spirit of that, if we had an open relationship, as long as you're not giving, all I want is don't give me fucking diseases.
Yes.
Aside from that, I don't need to know what the fuck is going on. Just it's not with my friends or whatever. That's all I care.
Right.
You know, and like of course, would I like her at home knitting me sweaters and not, you know, and watching Murder She Wrote and don't do anything when I'm not around? Yeah, sure. But that's not realistic.
Yeah, but that's also because you just have girls that you kind of sort of hang out with. It's not like you have a girlfriend. You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah.
So that's
And
the
it's not
other
like
thing too, is that there's levels of attachment, right? And then with those levels, I would say yes, the expectations and the commitment levels, you know, with those changes.
They expect most of them expect just that. Look, you give any of them a couple months, and they usually expect the works. You know what I'm saying? Which is why it's very challenging. You know, you don't run into a lot of chicks who is okay with that shit. You know. And I think to myself, hey, listen, I give you all the freedom in the world. You know, like what the fuck.
Right.
You know, but
Right.
they get very angry. They get very resentful. They, you know, like, what? I'm not enough. I'm like, frankly, no.
No, actually,
Frankly, no. And listen, I'm about as desirable as it gets. And even I'm not so, I don't have the hubris to think that you're not going to want to fuck around with some kind of, you know, or at least something different. You know, might want a blonde guy or a fucking Greek or something like.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Like,
but I just don't want to hear about that shit. You know.
Right. I get you.
Just at least pretend that I'm that Daddy Warbox or whatever. You know, just let me live in my fanch. You know.
Hey, so listen. Okay, so let me. I want to just get Chidi's choice for this main event for this weekend.
Sounds good to me.
And then we have our royalty thing. So, folks, if you guys know, have, things that kind of bother you or whatever, we'll get to that in a second. But I did want to give Chidi's choice for Jairzinho versus Jailton. So last week, if you guys remember, it's a draw because he went initially for Henry and then dive bombed the other pile. So that is a draw. He actually ate more of the Aljo pile. If you want to, I can roll the videotape back. But
I believe you. I believe you. Stop campaigning for fucking Chidi the Greek.
So here is his take on Biggie versus Jailton. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chidi's Choice. Today, the Fistivities Bearded Dragon mascot will be choosing the UFC Charlotte main event between Biggie Boy Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Jailton Almeida. What we do is we put him down between two piles of arugula. We take the names, we randomize these.
What about collard green next time?
Let me make sure we can't see what he
loves. Mustard green.
Put one there.
Hey,
one over here. We put Chidi down, and he makes his choice. Okay, here. Oh,
whoa!
He went right over to the right today, folks. Chidi believes
he's starving.
Almeida picking up the win. We shall see.
How dare you go against Biggie Boy?
Dude, and I had just spoken to Biggie earlier in the day. Like I said, I have a new interview up with Biggie. I just talked to him earlier today. The lizard kind of broke my heart with that pick. I'm not going to lie.
No loyalty. He hates black guys.
I don't think that's true.
He's anti.
He hasn't seen any, but I don't think he hates
them. God,
Actually, I don't know if that's true. If he's seen any, has he seen it? I mean.
Well, he's seen somebody the color of cinnamon. You know what a young lady said to me at the dog party that my color was? I have a new color.
What is it?
And toasted sesame. Oh, God, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Look at that one. That's the that's open sesame. She wanted to open.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. And I'm of a mind to let her.
To let her open that sesame.
Yeah.
Get the tahini on there.
Yeah, tahini. I'm gonna put that one.
Oh, okay. So, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that fight and how Chidi.
I'm gonna tell Biggie Boy that you're hooting against.
Don't you dare! I like him so much. He's such a nice guy. Don't do that.
You better do so. What have you did for me lately? You're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to pay.
Okay. What have we done?
Oh! What a Hoyle! That's the Hoyle family.
Come on.
That's a Hoyle flush. What?
So-
Wait, does anything beat a Hoyle flush?
No. That's the
That's
best.
true of a kind. Look at that one. I look that suits me, boy.
I was just gonna say, I think I wear it well.
Well, I think you look like you're just happy to be there. Uncle Hanach looked like yeah, fucking about time, cara.
But you do.
Yeah, you look like you know. I'm like act like you've been here before. Fuck's sake.
And I'm like, queen of the side chicks.
You're just happy to be there, you know. And I'm like, cara, I'm
I
like
am
clam
queen of the
up
side
over there.
chicks.
That's true. That's right.
And so this is what I was saying. Like, I almost tweeted this weekend because I feel like, and it's, you know, it's a reference that I understand that like not everybody is gonna get. But you kind of mentioned it. If anybody's seen Officer and a Gentleman, at the end of the, you know, there's Paula and her friend, and they're both trying to hook up with the airman, you know, and get with the, you know, and get with a pilot and all this stuff. And Paula gets one at the end. I'm giving spoiler alert on a movie that came out in 1983 or 84 or something.
Yeah,
like
come
that.
on. I think if they didn't saw Officer and a Gentleman, yeah.
By the way, you should. But
Yeah,
he walks,
the friend-
Richard Gere walks in his dress whites, and he scoops her up out of the factory, and she's got her
Yeah.
bandana on, and then the other one's like, "Way to go, Paula!
Yeah.
Way to go!"
Well,
And
hey,
she scored the guy. I mean, and so
at
that's
least
why I
she-
feel
the other
Gomez is
one
like the
don't-
queen of the side pieces.
Don't the other one end up with like the dad from Firestarter?
Oh well, no, he
David Keith. Oh,
remember
caralho.
David Keith wants to, and he quits. I'm giving everything away from the whole movie. But he's like, no, we're going to get married because you have a baby. And she's like, I don't want a hickey from Okie from Muskogee. I want a naval aviator.
Ooh.
Dude, I love that movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Okie from Muskogee.
Mayonnaise.
I want a mayonnaise. Get up, mayonnaise.
Well,
I ain't got nowhere else to go. I ain't got nowhere else to go.
Remember, you know what? People nowadays have no idea what a star Richard Gere
Richard
was.
Gere?
You remember, like it was like he was every single woman in the world wanted to be with Richard Gere.
Yep. Oh my God, he was it. American Gigolo? Are you kidding me? He was it.
Yeah, yeah. And the fucking clothing that he had going on in that one. Oh God. When he's
Armani.
lining up the shit on the bed, like he's putting
all
the different
Armani.
chives with it. Yeah. Aljamain. Wait, do you know who now this is fucking funny. You know who actually began shooting on that?
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you'll know as soon as I say it. John Travolta.
Travolta.
Okay, now you know why they didn't like him in there? He was like, it's gonna make me look gay, porra. You know, because there's all that
Right.
ambiguous shit about what he did before he was like, I'm not.
Right.
You know how he have to go into the gay club and he kind of looks like he knows everybody and shit.
Yes.
So they don't really get too far into it, but they suggest a lot in there, and his managers and him was like, you know, I don't want, you know, and now you realize you're like, oh, me thinks they didn't want people sniffing around what was going on.
Well, I will say this though, I am a big Travolta fan.
Oh.
And
I love John Travolta.
so just the other day I shared, and this is actually on my YouTube. It's been on my YouTube for a long time, but then I also made a reel of it and put it on my Insta. But I have me, Travolta, and Nick Cage.
Oh shit! Oh, during Face Off.
Talking about Face Off, right?
Oh,
and
caralho.
so the funny thing is, so I've done a couple of interviews with John, but this was from a long time ago with me, John, and Nick, and Danny DeVito actually starts running in and out,
Oh,
which is so funny. And
I
so-
love me some Danny DeVito.
Me too. But so then John and I had done this whole other extended long thing as well, and we even got to dance together and all this stuff. Then my mom and I ran into him in Singapore. Like, it's so random. Like, I ran into him at the hotel in Singapore. I see him across the lobby, and I'm like,
Is John Travolta?
John Travolta. And so I
Wow.
shared it here before. I'm like, I have a picture of me and my mom and John Travolta because we ran
Oh,
into him.
I think
on-
I see. You know what? Fuck. You know, you have so many celebrity stories. They
I
start to
know.
blend together.
I know, but yeah, no, he's great. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and I did know that he was supposed to be in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Richard Gere was like the biggest deal, deal.
But imagine if John Travolta could have did that whole. He could have. Listen, He's an underrated actor. That
He's
guy's a
so good.
great fucking actor. And fucking João Travolta. What was I gonna say? Oh, him as Vinny. I mean Vinny Barbarino.
Dude,
I
I grew up on
just
Welcome Back, Kotter, so
I fucking love Welcome Back, Carter.
Welcome Back, Kotter is kind of like canon for me in terms of
Yeah,
like some of my shows that I love and the
my
relationships.
yeah, my what?
Horshack.
Wait, yeah, very impressive, Mr.
Very
Carter.
Mr.
Yeah,
Kotter.
up
With
your
a rubber
nose with a rubber
hose. And
hose.
Mr. Woodman
Yeah,
would
and
come in
Mr.
and the whole thing.
Oh, and he was always up. I have a stick up his
Stick up
fucking
his
ass.
butt.
And you got Boom Boom Washington. He said,
Vinny
"Hi
Boom Boom.
there, hi
Hi
there."
there.
Yeah, and you have Iwan Epstein, the Puerto Rican Jew. Yeah,
So good.
and then I
So
think we
good.
might have talked about this, but the drama teacher on there who had like a he current guest star was fucking James Woods.
Right.
Yeah,
Insane.
and
Insane.
he one time at the end of a scene, when he was like pissed off, like in a Woodman kind of way, he was
Right.
leaving and they were laughing at him or whatever, and then he came back and he goes, "Yeah, you know what? In your socks with a pound of locks." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I was like, "Holy shit, fucking James Wood!" But what a fucking show that was. I used to
So such a
love that
great
show.
yeah, and so yes, Ryan, that was for Face Off. And by the way, Warrior Fella, we might have to put you in a timeout because if you think Face Off is one of the worst movies, we might have to put you in a timeout. Face Off is awesome.
I think, I think,
It's ridiculous, but it's awesome.
yeah. You know what? I think sometimes people buy into the what's the conventional wisdom about stuff, and they just start believing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it's a cockamamie fucking idea, But is a movie what makes a movie good? As far as I'm concerned, if I'm having a time of my life watching something and I'm laughing or I'm excited or I'm
Right.
whatever, and at the end of it I feel like I just took a roller coaster, that's a good movie to me. Now, yeah, is it gonna win any Oscar? No. You know what I mean? Is it the best? Is it Citizen Kane or is it Charm of Endearment? No.
Right.
But I'm enjoying myself here.
It's so fun, and it's
Yeah.
that's the whole thing is it is so over the top
Yeah.
and crazy and
And
yeah.
the thing is, it would be one thing if the filmmakers thought that they were making the Grapes of Hath or whatever.
Right.
They're very well aware of what the fuck they're making. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a
Well,
place for that.
exactly. Which, by the way, and I had mentioned this to you earlier today, um, that I saw Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
and it's really enjoyable. And so that's the whole kind of thing. Like you just said, like you went. There was a couple of hours that you put your cares away for a little while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kiddo
There's
and I
not.
went. The soundtrack's great. It's funny. It's visually cool. It's actually visually really cool. I was actually very, very impressed with a lot of the visual. Like
The other two were great as far as I'm concerned. I like the other two in the series.
yeah, and I
No.
like the rapport the actors have with each other. Like
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't, yeah, like I don't, I, yeah, there's really not a lot to pick on
Look, they're well
with
done.
this.
The movies is well
Yeah,
done. I mean, there's
yeah.
no way two ways about it.
Well, I would
But
highly recommend it. So,
yeah,
so yeah, but
I
yeah, so anyway, but yes, like, if people, Renato, I am curious for you, like, is anything royally pissing you off these days?
I'll tell you what.
Or
I
if
have
you were
a.
king, like, what would some of your demands
Well, I'll
be?
tell you this. I can lift something from my heel lifey that happened just yesterday. Okay.
Okay.
And this is a Hoyle pain in the ass for me. This is one of my fucking pet peeve. And it's this, okay? So, well, I think this one encompassed a couple of those ones, but it jumped off because of something that bothered the fuck out of me. Okay, so here I am. I went and shot around some basketball, and then I went, but I didn't drive. I was just walking. I have my doggy. I got my basketball in my backpack, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I need some stuff before I watch the Laker game. I'm gonna go to the fucking supermarket get some shit. So I went to the Trader Joe, whatever, get a bunch of shit. And then so I'm carrying these fucking grocery bags. I got my doggy. I got all this stuff, a lot of shit. Okay. Now my dog has already took like 2 or 3 shits on the fucking walk. Okay. Now I'm like, I'm all good. I'm walking, and then of course she start doing a circle in the grass, on the the side of the curb, and I go, not now, for fucking sake. And then I go, oh, of course, fucking. So she
No
take a
bags.
shit, and it's like, no, I have bags,
Oh,
but
okay.
they was in my backpack because I was playing basketball. They wasn't in my pocket, so I go,
Right.
ugh. So I gotta take off my bags. I gotta check off that fucking backpack. I gotta get in there. I gotta look for the fucking bags. It wasn't ideal, let's say, okay. So then I go and I fucking, I pick up the duty. Then I fucking put the bags, and I fucking negotiate, tie the fucking thing. I'm carrying the duty, the groceries, the this, the that. All the whole time I see this guy that's like about 10 feet away from me forward, coming towards
Yeah.
us. And he's got like 3 doggies, okay? And this guy look like this guy is like maybe look like he's in his 50s somewhere, and he's like look like kind of like a scumbag mechanic. Like a guy who would tell you what's wrong with your car, and he's like smoking a cigarette or whatever,
Yeah.
White guy.
Yeah.
He's got 3 nice looking doggies.
Yeah.
Now he's in a similar situation where he's there and he's got the doggies. And then whilst I get my shit together and I'm walking toward him, I see one of his doggy, taking a big old fucking shit, okay? A nice big old pile of shit. And then, but I look at him and he didn't seem to have the same sense of urgency, okay, about what was going on. And his body language started to look like this guy's not fixing to pick this shit up, And then so as I'm passing him, then my doggy kind of go and want to sniff around. And normally in this situation, I'm just like, let's fucking go. I want to get home,
Right.
But I go, yeah, I'm going to let her sniff around because I can see if this fucking asshole going to pick up the shit,
Right.
So sure enough, as soon as he's kind of looking around, and then he just start like sauntering off. And I thought to myself, I'm going to give this guy the benefit to the doubt that like he just hand out of bags or something like that. So I pull out, because now I have them because
Right.
I pulled it out of the bag. I go, hey, you need a bag? And then the guy looks at me like that kind of thing. And then I go, as if I knew the attitude he was
Yeah.
giving me, and I made it like I thought he didn't hear me maybe. And I go,
Right.
do you need a bag?
For
And
the
then he
crap
goes
the
like this.
dog just took.
Yeah. And then he's like, what's it of you business, And I go, it's my business because I live in this neighborhood, and I don't want to see, I don't want it to look and smell like fucking shit,
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes like this. He goes, and then he gets heel aggressive, like he shoots up to a level 10. He goes, yeah, hide me a fucking chicken then, hide me a chicken, And then so I'm like, and I go, oh, you fucking what an asshole, whatever, And I go, you fucking pig. And then he goes like this. And then he goes, yeah, go back to your fucking country.
What?
And I'm thinking to myself, how did he know I'm from another country?
How did he know? He could tell the Brazilian. Like, how did he know? But that's just rude.
And I was using my best American accent
American
too.
accent.
And so,
What kind of dogs did he have? Do you remember?
oh, there was not even like, you would think the way this guy look and behave, he looked like he used to be in a motorcycle club
That's
or
what I'm
something
saying.
like
Like
that.
he acts like he should have Rotties,
Like
but he's
they
got
would be
Dachshunds.
Hotties or Pit Bulls.
Right,
There was
right.
like King Charles Terrier. What I think is he probably worked for one of these apartment buildings and he's
Right.
walking people's dog or whatever, something like that. Or
And
there's
he's
a studio
salty
there.
at his position
Anyway,
in life. Yeah.
and then yeah, he'll hide me a fucking chicken or whatever. But he goes, yeah, go back to your fucking country. And then I was like, this is my country, motherfucker, or whatever. And then he was like, he was starting to puff up a little bit.
Ryan says you should have jumped guard.
Well, listen, you know what I wanted to do, and I thought better of it. I really considered using my bag, picking up the dog shit, and giving him like no, not even that, giving him like, you ever seen, what's that classic clip of James Cagney where he put like a grapefruit in that woman's face or whatever?
Oh.
Where it's like, I was going to fucking make him eat that fucking shit. And a lot of negative stuff went through my mind about what you do with him. But then I just thought better. It's my evolution. Like I thought better of it. I had not just my fucking food. I mean my groceries, but also there's a place called Dumpling Monster,
Okay.
and near Trader Joe, and I had a bunch of Chinese stuffs, and they have a bunch all this stuff, the dumplings and stuff. They do it with the vegan meat if you want, the.
Nice.
So I was like, I had a fish, and I was gonna work the Lakers game, and I said, do I want to kick this old
Right.
mechanics fucking ass, or do I want to just
Go
not
home.
go to prison or whatever,
Totally.
but trust me, if if he said the hung stuff, because I was when he said that go back to your country, that really like got my hackles up.
Yeah,
But
no, I would get
I
so.
will tell you this: I said to him one stuff. I said I will fucking body slam you into this concrete, and then he went, "Ugh," and then he just like thought better. He kind of backed off a little bit and started kind of exit stage left.
Yeah.
If he had said like "come with it" or something like that,
Okay.
he could have. I might have been his huckleberry, but he played it. At the end of the day, he played it the high way, and I think that we all better for it. But back to the whole season, I love doggies with all my
Of
heart. You're not
course.
gonna find a better. But you can't, if you have a doggy, pick up the goddamn
Pick up the
fucking
poop.
dog shit. Please don't. And people leave it in my front
So
yard
amazing.
every fucking day. And I'm like, what kind of fucking person lets their dog shit? If you don't want to pick it up, imagine how much I don't want to pick that fucking shit up.
Yep. And
And it
especially,
flies and stink, and it
yep.
looks like shit. I mean,
And
you
it's
know what, Karen
big
Bryant?
dogs. It's
It
gross.
literally looks like shit.
Yeah.
You know how you say like, hey, this looks like shit. This looks more like shit than anything.
Yeah, it's terrible. And that's legitimate. That's legitimate.
So can we please get any people, any follow, any Laranjinos, any Fistivinos, any people who watch Festivity, don't leave your dog to shit on people's
Please,
property.
yeah,
Don't do it.
please, because it
Don't do
is
it in the park. Just pick up. That's part of the Hispanic. That's the only thing you gotta do. Pick up your dog's fucking shit, please.
exactly. It's
What's wrong
not.
with you?
It's not so hard. It's not so hard. Well, I would say one of my, and I was there was a thing that was driving me a little bit crazy, but it wasn't so. Um, it was probably just something small, but one thing, and I think I've mentioned this before, and it's funny because since I'm actually named Karen, but a thing that kind of drives me crazy is, like when you're in line or something somewhere and you're fine and you're just minding your own business, but this person in front of you or whatever decides that they have a problem and they want to bring everybody into that problem. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And when they start like out loud, with the like, oh, I mean, can you believe it? Like there's some people who love to kind of create that
Yeah.
negative
Well, you see
whatever.
people in banks, like in like the line at the bank or like Starbucks or whatever. People can be like, "Ah, can you fucking believe?" And you're
Right.
like, "Oh,
But so I was that person the other day though,
oh, caramba."
only because
Mm.
it literally was, I'm not even kidding, like 15 minutes because the
Wait,
woman
where
behind
was
me,
this?
it was at the Glendale Galleria, and I
Oh,
was in
caramba.
Express, and I was buying a
Now
couple
in Express,
Express at Glendale Galleria, and I
of
was
course.
buying a couple. I actually got a couple of like pretty sexy bodysuits that
Wait, show me what they got. You got.
I
Oh.
didn't. This is not it. This is a new shirt, but this is not
No,
it.
but show me how you wore that one, like how you was
Anyway,
harassed that one.
so I'm in line and I'd been in the store for a while and I was like, okay, I'm going to make my purchases. And I had like four things or something. So it wasn't
Hmm.
like, I was like, I'm ready to buy some stuff. And we're waiting. And there was a woman. Okay. And this does bring up another thing. I have worked on my patients a lot. And like, I give people, like, I wasn't in a hurry, really. I wasn't in
Yeah,
a hurry, but I don't want to be in that store for an hour. You know what I mean? It's like,
nobody does. Express,
right. But I
especially
wasn't like,
Express.
oh God, I got to get out of here. But literally, this couple in front of me had come, bless their hearts. A little bit of an older couple. I don't know that English was their first language.
What would you surmise there was their first
Um,
language?
I think they were from they were from, I would say, India, Pakistan, that part of the world. That
Oh,
part of the
God,
world.
you're an anti-Semite.
I'm not anti-Semitic at all. And
I'm
they
kidding,
had,
I'm
they were
kidding.
looking for a pair of jeans. So they had like something when they had like the website, they had the app open. And they were like, hey, we want these jeans or something. And so they were trying to find the jeans in the store. And so the woman was helping them like try to find the jeans in the store. And then they were like, well, we don't have these. So then she's literally going into like, well, we have this, we have that. And like, she's the only person, there's only,
That's
it's only
tough.
closing time. There's
That's
one
tough.
person working the register. And there's like two other people working in the store. There's me and another woman waiting to buy things. And so they're sitting there and they're talking. And literally this lady's like taking them through the website at the freaking checkout counter. So I was
I know
waited
exactly.
a long time. I waited. And then I just said politely, I said, excuse me, is there somebody who could ring us up?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's not out of
I'll call
bounds.
somebody. I'll call
That's
somebody.
not out of bounds. Yeah.
She gets on her little thingy. Hey, we need some help on the front.
Yeah.
3 minutes go by.
Ooh.
5 minutes go by.
Ooh.
Nobody comes.
Oh.
She's still helping the people
Ooh.
look at different jeans on the website while we're waiting to buy things.
No.
So then I then I did get to the point where I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
and I look at the girl behind me and I look at her and she's like, this is a long time.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
have
like,
a legitimate beefy.
Yeah.
I would tell you. You have a legitimate beef.
Okay, but wait, let me finish it. So then I
okay.
asked this woman, the woman who actually helped me buy some things. She comes around and I say, can you ring us up, please?
Yeah.
Renato, it's 10 minutes to 9. The store closes at 9. I said, can you ring us up, please? Guess what she told me?
Oh, no. Oh, I can't.
She's on her break.
Oh, God.
On her break at 10 minutes to 9. I was this close to putting it all down. But I was like, okay, well, now I've already waited here literally 17 minutes. So am I the a-hole now if I leave and I actually want this stuff, but I'm so pissed off right now that girl, you're on your break at 10 to closing?
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting it and but yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I don't want to be the person to bring other people into my issue. But guess what? If you work in a store and you see people trying to purchase things in your store, go effing help them.
Yeah, well, you know what the thing is to do, like, okay, so here's the response. First of all, yes, of course, the person, she's probably not that savvy. The chick is not that savvy who was working the register, okay?
Yeah.
However, I feel like the onus is on the customer at that point, because what I would do, like, I've been that couple who needs the extra help. What I would do in that situation is I go like this: listen, you know what? How about you hang these people up and then we deal with my shit? But that's how I am, because I'm the guy who, if you have only a couple stuffs, 100% of the time I'm gonna let you go ahead of me in the grocery store, whatever. But most people, they're not even thinking about nobody but themselves here, and
that's why I said the thing about it being a second language to them. That was not a statement about who they were as people. It was that I think they're not from here. Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of universal, though.
Come into the store and try to order at the register.
It's kind of universal, though.
Not about their culture.
If you see that you're the person that's gumming up the works,
exactly,
and you see people just want to get hung up, just let them go and then say, "I can wait."
Exactly, and so that was my thing. And they saw us. Because they were aware, because twice, if not thrice.
Look, people is selfish, man.
Thrice this Christmas past. Name the movie. Thrice this Christmas past. Name the movie.
I don't know.
Something about Mary. On the crutches. Have you been to so-and-so? And the guy in the crutches, he's like,
that fucking guy, the guy who's bullshitting, the guy who's full of shit.
Faking it. Thrice this Christmas past.
Man, I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
But that was my point, is that literally the woman helping them, had to pause several times to try to round somebody else up from the store. You're right. That's what I'm saying. Those people should have been like, oh, my bad.
No, they should have. That's on them.
It's going to take 30 seconds for you to ring these two people up.
That's on them because technically, that person who's on the register could get in trouble, could be like, they could get busted because
a couple $100 worth of money.
But she could also get busted on the other thing, because the people could say, she gave these people preferential treatment, and that's because we was foreigners, and she,
Oh,
oh look, we
yeah.
was here first. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the person who's being the difficult, just like at the bank. Somebody got like a jar full of fucking pennies, or they got some weird fucking like I've been in. Oh, okay. Here's another fucking one where, okay, I like to have the courtesy of filling out any shit, endorsing and filling out the whole stuff
Before.
before I get to the motherfucking window. Okay. Then sometimes I'm in the middle of doing that. There's no one ahead of me. Then someone comes and then they look like they got nothing to do or whatever. And then they start going like, oh, and I go, oh yeah, go ahead. I'm still filling out my shit. And then they go and they got like they're doing like a bank haul thing for their work or something like that, and they end up taking a fucking hour. And it would, or they doing the same thing I was doing, but they just doing it at the
At the red.
wait,
Yep.
making everybody else wait, whatever.
Yep.
And I have given had people the high act. I go, yeah, don't you think I wanted to fucking do that too? But I was trying to be courteous, and you fucking piece of shit.
And I guess
I
that's
hate
what
that
it is,
shit.
because yeah, I feel that. Like I've been shopping in Paris and places, and yeah, like if I feel like I don't understand what's going on and I'm holding people up, I absolutely will be like, you know what? Let me figure this out. Like do this. I don't want to be the one holding other
I'm
people
telling
up
you,
and stuff like that.
but people
And
don't give a fuck. You
I
know,
guess
half
that's
the
what it
people
is.
just
Is
don't give a
people don't
fuck.
have awareness. But in that one, I was just like, I was more mad at the store worker than the people there, because I'm like, I
In
get
reality,
that. Like,
though,
and but I
it,
get it. Like you need customer service sometimes, and you need help, and like I get
yeah.
it. You need the help, but
In reality, it's her duty to help those people. To be
it is.
honest, so it's up to them to realize, fuck. You know what? I feel bad. These people is sitting here.
But call somebody else and make their ass come to the register and ring up the two other people with things in their hands ready
Listen,
to buy.
when you're making fucking $5 an hour, whatever the fuck these people
Yeah,
get
they don't
paid,
care. You're
and then
right.
you
They don't
got you
care.
break or whatever is the corporate thing, you like yawn. I don't
Dude,
care that they do it. The.
when that one told me she was on her break, the look I was like,
I bet.
I mean,
Yeah.
and again, and I would like look at the girl behind me, and I was just like, I'm not being unreasonable, right?
Nah. You know what the remedy for that is? If they was working on commish, that
Yeah.
bitch would have been there
Hustled.
toot sweet. Yeah.
For sure.
That's the difference. If you're working on commish, you in fact they bugging you too much. You're like, yo, back the fuck up off me, you know?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, no, it's true. VT, no, the whole point was it wasn't that they can't be on break, is that it was 10 minutes to closing and there's people in line ready to
Yeah.
buy things, and A, who takes a break 10 minutes before closing, but B, I'm sorry, if you're on break and I'm the manager and it's 10 minutes to closing, I'm like, your break is done for 2 minutes while you ring these two people up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, to me,
hang
that's
these
lame.
motherfuckers up, yeah.
That's lame. That's lame.
Yeah,
But
no,
also,
I'm with
VT, I'm with you on this one. People who don't return the shopping carts piss them off. Dude, that's a huge thing for me. And actually, anybody who
1,000%.
listens to, if you guys listen to the Woody Show or whatever, they have the Cartnarks guys. One of the guys does this thing, Cartnarks, which I actually love, and I should isolate this because I want to be on. I want to do like a celebrity ride along on Cartnarks, but he literally goes
What is
out to the shopping
Cartnarks?
place, the malls, and he has these little stickers that he magnet things that he puts on, and people get pissed off as they. Some of the confrontations are actually hilarious.
I love
literally
this.
It's just like, I'm just trying to tell you, like, don't be a piece of crap. Like,
Yeah.
how about walk the extra 5 feet? And people go bananas screaming at him why they won't return their card.
And
When
why won't they? Do they ever give a fucking excuse?
No,
Because
they don't ever have an excuse. It's just
no, they just don't give a fuck
they
about
don't give a-
nobody. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's his. And, this is their excuse. They always go, the store has people who work for them,
Oh,
and the
fuck
store has
you.
people who do this.
Yeah.
And they're
Go
like,
fuck yourself.
So guess what? So then it's like this. It's like, oh, so do you want the prices to be higher because now they got to pay the guy to
Yeah.
put the carts back because you won't because you're lazy.
Yeah, guess what? You took the fucking cart. You put it back, you fucking
back.
piece of shit. I
That
can't
drives
stand
me
that.
mental. Also,
I can't
Thank
stand
you,
it.
VT.
Yeah, no, all the
I put
time.
it back
It
all
does.
the time.
And you know, I will. I'll just tell people because I know they don't give a fuck or whatever. I'll just say to them, "Hey, I'll put it back for you," and then they give you a look like, or whatever. I just am like, you fucking piece of shit, you.
And the wrangling, like the finagling to get it up over the into the dirt by the tree and the parking, and then like you got to work harder to do that.
Yeah.
Just put it.
And it gets in the way, and they fucking haul and hit somebody's car. It's just a simple. Oh, another fucking thing. Those goddamn bird scooters. That someone will park it like this across the whole sidewalk, and you're like, why are you doing that? Why you do this? Why would you do that?
Jerks.
Because they simply don't care.
Everybody is raised wrong.
They don't give a fuck about nobody.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Marcos Martinez.
Now Marcos Martinez have the right idea.
With the biggest donation we have ever received.
That is pretty big. Now I'll tell you what. If only I wish some of that would go to your uncle.
Thanks for the great guests, all of the laughs, relationship advice, and always a great show every single time. Much love, party 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much.
I'll tell you one of my other pet peeves. When 99% of the people who watch this show is not like Martinez.
That's right. Yeah, even there, BT, shout out to Marcos. Godfather, go Marcos.
It's my pet peeve. It makes me sick when the rest of the people don't reach into their pocket and give the exact same amount.
Heisenberg MMA with the incredible Brandon. Hi. Oh, we got the rich people in the chat.
You know what? Let's check a page out of Marcos' book. I challenge every one of you guys to reach in your pocket and also give $100 right now.
No, I'm telling you, Beetle Jesse had it right. I'm going back to Express.
I love you,
crap
Marcos.
on sale now. That is awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Marcos. Really, we really do appreciate it. That is really
thank
great.
you, my brother.
Renato, I wanted us to go out and have a team dinner, and then we just couldn't coordinate it.
I bet you want to have a team dinner. You want to have a team brunch, Karyn.
Oh, speaking of brunch, what are you doing for Mother's Day? How many do you have to deal with this weekend?
Mother's Day is a time of the year that I try to kind of go into hiding. Same with Father's Day, because it can be a mixed bag. You never know what can happen to me in the Chinese.
You might get served in papers.
I kind of have to keep a low profile on Mother's Day, So it's a shame. But sometimes I go to Moon Shadow. If I'm dating like a single mom, I check out to Moon Shadows.
Where's that?
In the PCH in Malibu.
Oh, I haven't.
Where you can feel the fucking breakers, the waves just crash against the hocks, and my balls is crash again. Against the abdomen or whatever. I get it.
A little dry humping on the beach. Awesome. So, what'd you get for Mother's Day? Dry humped? What'd you get?
No, I got
dry humped in what is it in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when they go to the dugout in the base.
That's with Han Johnson. That's with Han Johnson, and it says surf Nazis must die, and it says Led Zeppelin.
Must be somebody's
I can't hear that song without and it goes tonight. Yeah, baby. Even when Damone is breaking her off. They play the same stuff.
So good. Oh,
when he's like, "Hey, we came over to help you with your math homework."
Oh, I love that movie.
Hey, Stacy, you got any iced tea?
I love that movie so much.
I love some of the fucking characters. There's one character that seemed like he can't be an actor. The guy that busts him at Captain Hook Fish and Chips for taking off the costume. He goes like this. He goes, Hamilton, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm taking off the outfit. He's like,
doing a delivery.
Yeah, he's like, that outfit is that's part of the appeal.
Right.
And Captain Hook's Fish and Chips or whatever. And he's like, you really want me to put it back on? And he's like, yeah, I do.
I do.
But that guy looks so heel. And you can see the Creole sauce, the cans of Hormel. I've had jobs like that. That shit hangs so true. I've had fucking exchanges like that with people in shitty jobs like that. And I'm like, and you got this older guy and he's taking it too fucking serious. Oh.
We got a question here in a donation phaser with the $9.99. Quick question. Thank you for the donation phaser saying, thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Asking a question. Thoughts on work restroom etiquette. My girlfriend let me know that her female coworker used the single stall restroom and left blank poop stains in the toilet. Is that
to be fair.
disrespectful?
Okay, to be fair.
Wait, what disrespectful? Talking about it or leaving the stains?
No, I think he's talking about leaving the stain. Okay, so what I think is, I think it's a different situation at a public restroom because, correct me if I'm wrong, in a private bathroom, you always got the fucking scrubber somewhere behind the toilet somewhere.
At a public work?
No, I'm saying in a private.
Yes, at somebody's house, of course.
In public, to my knowledge, unless I'm just blanking on this and forgetting, I don't know that you see that.
Right, so your only course of action might be to put more paper down, reflush, and try to...
And a man could maybe stand up there and pee and like laser beam it off like
But wouldn't you have already done
like
that?
a power wash? True.
You do
True.
that first?
So
Right.
no, I'm saying, but or you might have run out of pee already, you know.
Right.
But the thing is like, what can she be expected to do? But maybe try another courtesy flush or something
That's what
like that.
I'm
So
saying, yeah.
to be honest, it's like I might cut her a break on that one because I don't know what the he course.
Yes, it's hard to deal with, and I will say this because also just baseline, anybody who has to poop at work is probably horrified anyway.
They're
right?
desperate.
But yes, so the fact that the act was committed there was already a bad day.
Listen,
And, like,
also, if it's the kind of duty that's creating those marks and stuff, it means that it wasn't a satisfying one either. You know, it was a heel. Well, is it like a bad labor, like a complicated labor or whatever? You know what I mean? It's like
it was a work poop.
it was like a C-section or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. It was a complicated delivery or whatever. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, have
There were
mercy on,
complications, yes,
like,
in this
have
movie.
mercy on her anyway. Like, it's not her favorite either.
This is what I'm saying. Nobody, and it's so funny because, you know, that's a whole thing. Obviously, sitcoms have talked about it and all this. I had a friend in college, you know, because my dorm, the way my dorms were, my freshman year was like every 2 rooms had a bathroom in my dorm. So you had a semi-private bathroom. Like, you know, it was just like me and my roommate and the other one over there. Like, it was pretty, it wasn't bad. But some dorms had like a community one, you know what I mean? Where it was like one bathroom at the end of the hall for the 10 rooms or whatever.
That's half.
And I had a friend, and I'm not going to call him out because he's actually a producer now for a person that I really like, and he's doing quite well. But I remember one afternoon, like after lunch, we were walking around, and he was like, and we were in that dorm because we had gone to the dining hall there, and he's like, oh my God. Like, I got to use one of these bathrooms because it was going to be so much more private. You know what I mean? And it was like what a thing. To
wow, it's a luxury.
Privacy because it had been so long since they had it in the dorm room. Because like that sucks. Yeah, like nobody wants to do that at work.
No, it sucks. I mean, and you know, obviously, like I said, it was a complicated. You know, it probably wasn't a lot of fun for her. You know, but it's like in that situation, it reminded me of that saying, like, the operation was a success, but the patient died for her. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh.
I know, Dan Jackson, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But
so I mean, it's like whether it's a female or a male. I mean, you better be lucky it's not like a public school bathroom where there's like no doors on the stall, and then you always go in there and there's like a waterlogged turd sitting there.
Oh, I can't believe we're even talking about this, but that is a whole thing. Like,
listen,
no, I know, but in like over in Singapore, they have like signs all over things like flush, and they're much more like you can get in trouble. Like you can
well, don't they have bidets and stuff?
Tickets and fines, and in some of these places, because like I was actually just joking about this with my daughter, but she went on a trip to Japan recently. She just got back not too long ago. She went on a trip, and we were joking about the bathrooms over there. She's like, oh my God, it's so warm, and the bidet, and they talk to you, and they, you know, like it's like a whole experience. You know what I mean? But a lot of over in certain cultures, they are hardcore about that, and I totally appreciate that. Like when you go into the bathrooms in Singapore, they're like, you will flush, you will keep this clean, you will do this, and it's like, we should do that. How
nothing wrong with that, but there's certain stuff that's not within your control, you know.
True.
It's like there was that one in Eddie Murphy where he was talking about when he was 19 or 18, no, 17, when he was first doing stand-up comedy. His routine was like Richard Pryor, but it was like since he had never had sex yet or whatever, all his stuff was about like taking a shit or whatever. And he was like, yeah, but like when that water splashed
Right.
in your ass,
Right.
and then he's like, and when that one chunk come back, he's like, what does that chunk want or whatever? You know?
Is that the one where he's like, there's always corn? Is that the same?
I don't remember, but he said, he's like,
That's
what
the
does
thing,
that?
where there's always
He's
corn.
like, what
Even
does
if you
that
haven't
chunk?
eaten corn, there's always corn.
But the fact that he humanized the chunk, he goes, what does that chunk want or whatever? Ugh.
Dean is asking, don't the Japanese toilets warn you if you've spent too much time on the throne? That I don't know.
Because you
about,
might
but
get hemorrhoid.
I did see a thing, and I don't know if it's true. Have you seen that meme where they showed like toilets that are slightly tilted up, like leaning, pitching you forward a little bit?
So you
and
can't.
It was a thing so that you won't spend so much time.
So you won't hang out at work. Yeah. That's
I don't know
fucking.
if that's real.
No, it's very real.
Is it?
Yeah. That's some American stuff. It's like no sitting down on the job. Yeah. They're not fucking around. Yeah.
That's terrible. How hard? What kind of a boss are you that puts in that toilet? Like, bro, really?
If it was my
You're losing
place,
that much, like how much? But honestly, like how much man hours are you actually
listen?
losing?
If it was Renato Laranja Industries, like my company, like making clothing, I would implement that. In fact, I'd have no bathroom water. Well, you saw something recently. I think it was Kentucky or something. They got busted at the McDonald's because there was 10-year-olds working there.
Yes, that's terrible.
Come on, what
Bro.
the fuck?
And it was like 2 a.m, bro. Come on.
I mean, I would do that for my kids, but that's my personal choice or whatever. You can't do that in public.
This is what I was trying to remember the line. The boss makes $1, I make a dime. I poop on company time.
There you go.
Like there's like a whole meme of that.
Shit,
Yeah.
imagine how much I used to try to extend when I was in school back in the day just to get out of class. I would take liberties with how long I'm in the toilet, you know? You try to push the envelope.
But for me, like, I don't know. I don't know if other girls are like this, but for me, I'm like, if I know I'm at work, when I'm at work, and if I have to go to the bathroom, I want to come back as fast as possible because I don't want you to think I dropped something off at work. But I
don't give
might
a
be
fuck.
fixing my makeup. I might be doing my hair.
Yeah.
But like, it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I don't want it to seem like I just was gone for 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you guys always have a good excuse because people could just think you had your period.
True.
So you could stay for fucking hours.
Grilling me when I come back from the bathroom, but that's just in my head going, I don't want them to think.
For me, if a woman check like a crazy too long, I always assume it's like, oh, she had the, if I can understand, for complication, But yeah, that was a long way of saying like, yeah, give the fucking woman a break for the
Cut her
swirls.
some slack. Cut her some slack.
And
All
it
right,
is what it
anything
is.
else before we get out of here, Hanach? Somebody was saying they heard it was the manager's kids working late. I don't know about that, but
well, so what? Don't fucking have your kids sit there. Okay, another one. We're gonna get you this later, and when I see it, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
I'll say where it's most discussed, and it's the easiest way for me to turn the dial on that. But you're not such a connoisseur of pornography, but it don't have to be in this setting. It could be anywhere. When someone's tongue is covered in white, it's like brush your fucking tongue. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you see a live video and the person is sticking their tongue out and it's like full white,
is that
it's like
scuzz and bacteria?
Yeah, like you either brush your tongue or use one of those tongue scrubbers. Like don't be showing us your tongue that have a full the bacteria on there.
Yeah.
Like I think people is too comfortable with that. I'm like, that ain't cute, and don't ugh.
Ew.
That it have really checking the wind out of my sails on a couple pornos,
Gross.
Yeah, because the woman is like, ugh, I don't even want to think about it.
Gross.
Yeah. Anyway, brush your tongue, brush your fucking
brush your tongue, everybody. That's a
brush your
public
teeth,
announcement.
brush your tongue, scrape your tongue, whatever. Don't be having that on there.
The more you know.
Yeah, please.
But yeah, actually, and I was thinking about you today with the whole thing with that quote unquote journalist who said that he would kick Nick Diaz's butt. Your whole thing about play stupid games win stupid prizes. Like I could see, I as soon as that guy said that thing or I saw the thing, and I was like, I'm sure a million people are like saying,
1,000 people is gonna say that. And here's the deal with that: when you say that, it's like saying a nothing. It's
why bother comment?
yeah, just say, come up with something funny. This is your opportunity to find
Just
something funny
comment.
to say. Yeah, it's an yeah, there you go. But it's an opportunity to test your comedy hiding skills. Like, see if you can come up with something that people actually laugh their ass off
Right.
about. These are your opportunities, and you can get followers that way. Like,
Yes.
if you put win stupid whatever the stupid fucking thing is, or he's living in his head hands free,
Rent-free.
whatever, all those stuff. It's a nothing. You are not. It's a nothing at best, and at worst, it's making me hold my eyes and go, "Fucking get rid of this guy here." You know.
It's funny though, because actually on a different radio I was listening to the other day, they were talking about some of those phrases, and like the DJs, like some of the people didn't even know what that meant, living rent free and stuff like that. Like they were pretty out of touch. There was a lot of stuff, and I was like, how do you not know what that means or whatever?
Interesting.
But yeah, but I agree with you that, like, for example, and then as an addendum to your comment there. So, for example, Bisbing posted some picture the other day where you had that bright yellow car. If people saw it, he had a bright yellow car.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Bright yellow sneakers on or something. And he said, like, caption contest, or whatever. So I wrote in there, obviously you answered the phone, yellow, mate. How's it going? You know what I mean?
That's a dad joke for if I ever heard it. Yeah.
But then he writes back, like, ha 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 or whatever. And then somebody comments to me and then they're like, KB, I said it first or something. Check the timestamp.
That does happen. I know, like as if you're gonna check the fucking
think I'm
timestamp. I know.
So I perused the comments first, and then like, bro, I'm sorry, I'm not.
Look, that happens, especially.
It sucks. I get it. You had a funny.
People used to post this thing. What was it? It was, and they have some of the funniest comment section. It was a thing like, oh, fuck. Describe your sex life with a movie title. And that's a good one because you come up with some of the funniest fucking ones. You know what? One of the funniest. I said
Home Alone for mine.
That's one that comes up. That one comes up, and one of the funniest one. Of course, a lot of guys come up with it. Oh, here's one that I think I got busted on because I thought I made it up. I was just like big, Tom Hanks or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, but then also, and then I saw after the fact that a bunch of guys had it. I go, and I just deleted it. I was like, I don't want to have one that people came up with first.
Right.
And then one of my best ones, but it kind of grosses.
Close Encounters.
I put, there will be blood.
Oh
no! Now, either that he pauses you or the hype person is laughing to cheers about it.
Right. Well,
because he's so fucking off.
I get it because I know what you mean. Because somebody posted one, and it could have sounded like savage and badass or really twisted. And I can't think. I wish I could remember the name of the movie right now. But there was one that I remember like. It was either funny or very disturbing.
There's a lot of self-deprecating ones that was really funny.
But I'm pretty sure I said Home Alone as my answer.
Yeah. No, that's not bad. That's sad, but that's a good one though. But yeah, there's a lot of good ones on that one. I can't even remember because it's been a while.
Coming soon.
Coming soon? Wow. I was in a shitty movie. Not a shitty movie. I was in a fucking art house movie called Coming Soon that had Ryan Reynolds in it and like a couple of people, and I was playing one of the high school students. This was years ago.
I don't know if I've ever heard
I think it was called Coming Soon because it was like a coming of age.
Dean says yours was Kids, the Harmony Korine movie, Kids.
Oh God! Now that's fucking gross. What was some of the other? There were some great fucking ones. Now I can't remember.
No, because I'm trying to think. Like there was some like like 3 Men and a Baby, and like some people.
Yeah, I used
some like
I think I might have used Anaconda once.
Then there was something like Gone Girl and stuff like that. Like 'cause that's kind of funny if you just don't.
Oh, I might have used Ghost Dad or whatever.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's like
but that was always a great one because it always kicked off
heat,
like thousands of fucking stuffs.
The funnier ones are better, but like somebody did, or like Terms of Endearment again, bringing that one up.
What was?
But there were some really funny ones too. I wish I could remember that. I was like, okay, that's good. Yeah, never
Yeah,
back
it's
down.
been so long.
Never
Never
back
packed
down.
down. Yeah, it's been so long that I don't remember a lot of
Look
them
at this
because that
one.
was an old one. Snatch, yeah, that's one that came up.
Exactly. Dazed and confused. That's
Days
good.
thinking,
That's your sex
awesome.
life. Dazed and confused. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's funny, Justin. That's
The
good.
good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's
12
funny.
years a slave.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these seem original.
Raw.
There you go. There you go.
This
Now
was it. Gone in
you're speaking.
60 seconds is the one that cracked me up.
Now, see, that's another one that's hilarious. But there's about 30 people that in that thread that came
Yeah.
up with the same one. But it don't mean they copy nothing. It's just like it's a there's a
Comes to your mind.
yeah.
It's funny though. Gone in
Gone
60
in
seconds
60
is
seconds.
pretty. It's pretty funny.
I wish I could remember some of the
Taken.
fuck
Oh,
Taken. Yes, that would be good.
yeah.
Man,
Predator.
now I
Here's you,
wish.
Predator.
Oh, come on, maybe Predator.
Predator 2. Oh God, yeah. No, anyway, it's a funny concept. We should do
Maybe
that.
we
I was
should
thinking
maybe
about
we
that,
should
like,
do that. Maybe we should do what's something like that for the next show and see what people come up with.
I think so too. Like I think what we should do, and I've been meaning to use, and I'm just kind of often overwhelmed with I got a lot of stuff to do.
Well, now you got the $100. Now you can get unoverwhelmed.
That's
Now
true,
you
but
can
I
get
have-
underwhelmed. No, I'm kidding.
I have a lot of ideas and stuff, and then I write it down like, oh, yeah, we're gonna do that. But yes, I thought about that. Like, if we, let's say on Friday or something over the weekend, like on Fridays or something, I'll put something up about, hey, this is the topic. One of the topics we want to talk about on the show on Monday. Like what's your what's the best excuse you ever gave your parents when you wanted to not go to school, right? So, because kiddo, this Friday the Zelda game comes out, and
I
she's
could come
so
up with a
excited
lot of
about the
shit.
Zelda game, and so we're joking because I'm
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
think it's funny that we're joking. She's like, I
Oh.
think I'm coming down with like.
I
go
was-
to school on Friday. And
Listen.
we're going to a concert on Friday night too, or whatever. But I'm joking because I'm like, half of me is like, kind of
Who gives a shit?
gives an F. If it was her senior year, I would let her skip and just play Zelda all day. I really wouldn't care because by this point
Well-
she'll be in her college. But like what's the best excuse you ever gave for getting out of school?
Well, we could do that. Let's not ruin it on this one. But
Yes, no, we'll do that. Yeah.
I was the fucking. Listen, I was a professional of that shit. Oh, wait till you. No one was worse. No
We'll
one
do
was
that
worse
one
than
then.
me.
We'll do that one then. Okay, perfect. I'll make a graphic. We'll put that up on
I-
Friday, and then if people could leave their comments, like what their worst thing is, and we can share it on our stuff.
When
and
it comes to school,
so funny.
when it comes to doing devious shit at school, I was like a jewel thief. You know what I mean? I was like
Ninja.
I was like in Heat. You know how they have the career criminal? Like
Yes.
I did anything you can think of, playing hooky, cheating, any fucking thing that you wasn't supposed to do at school, I did it. If that's
slinging?
what that was my specialty, you know what I mean?
Were you slinging a little weed on the side?
Not really, no.
Loose joints.
I
a
was
couple of loosies
I
here
was
and there?
I was buying weed, but I wasn't. I did sell in junior high school. I did used to sell stolen merchandise, but I was
You were a fence in junior high.
but stolen by me though. Like I wasn't a fence. I would go steal shit and then sell like video game and stuff like that.
A 5-finger discount and then sell it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
definitely what we're going to do then.
Oh, my
that is
God.
funny. Awesome. This will be great. Okay, so listen, how can people find you, Hanach? Where can they find you and all that good
They
stuff?
can find me at Renato_Laranja on Instagram, and from there that's the hub. That's where it all
That's
starts.
the rub.
The hub, yeah, that's
the
there.
hub. It actually is
there,
the hub. No, I thought you were saying
therein
rub.
lies the hub. Well, you're thinking about hub. Listen, I'm not talking about the fucking dry hub that I put on your vagina.
Malibu.
Yeah, to spice it up, a moonshadow. I'm not talking about a dry hub. I'm talking about something else, gotta. But you got your mind in the gutter.
Okay. Listen. Thank you, VT, for joining us. Say great show.
You're welcome,
Peace.
BG.
Thank you, the Ender Band. You can find me in the club. It's going down. He's going to the
Yeah,
club.
a bottle full of Bob.
We can find you on OnlyFans. Apparently,
I can find him there or me.
you.
I should have a fucking OnlyFans. I don't know why.
I might need to. I have some money I need
These
to make.
people need to see more They want more. Why?
I'm not kidding. I might have to do that. Honestly, I'm not even.
Why not? I don't listen. I
I'm not even
wouldn't
kidding. Like, because I need to make some money.
get that
because-
money. You wanna? Hey, you wanna make? You wanna make $50 the hard way for her?
No.
Hey, how'd you like to make $20 the hard way? Hey, you must have been something before electricity. Oh, caralho. Hey, Sabu. Hey,
me,
Sabu.
You can find me on
I look like
KB
Sabu. No, sorry.
KB
Go
Heat
ahead.
on Instagram. Karyn Bryant everywhere else. Karyn. Bryant doesn't Kobe. No relation, but may he rest in peace. And like I said, yeah, I got a bunch of interviews with people from UFC Charlotte, like 4 UFC Charlotte fighters and Gegard
Oh, Musa Hassan.
and so all of those interviews are up on my YouTube.
Look.
Thank you so much. Hey, look at Heisenberg MMA with the $11 donation. Thank you so much. It's okay if you're not rich like Marcos.
Listen, we know
appreciate
Jesse
all of it.
Heisenberg making more money than $11.
Listen, go sell that blue stuff, then you're good.
Yeah, Heisenberg. Yeah, that blue. Get
Mr.
some
White.
pseudo. You need to get some pseudo fad. But anyway, yeah, Sabu. I look like Sabu, no relation, but may he rest in peace. Sabu. Sabu.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. If you got here late, Carlos
Hey.
Ulberg was with us at the beginning of the show. He is also fighting at UFC Charlotte. So you can catch up with him and find out whether or not he actually was in Thunder from Down Under.
I bet he fucking was, true.
Anyway,
Bet you
folks,
anything.
you can also find these shows as audio downloads on Stitcher, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And this is episode 82. We're also on Renato's Twitch. We're on my Twitter. We're on Fistivities.com and YouTube. So hit that sub button. Thank you so much for joining us. So we appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one, right?
Hi.
Bye.
Ciao. Hey, Sabu. Hey, Sabu.
Thank you so much
Hey,
for
can you make a
joining us.
bull shot? Hey, Sabu. We're all gonna get laid.
Can I get some service over here, please?
Hey, colored boy. Why you...